extinguish the rights of members of parliament provided for by the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia. So, the electorates in those particular constituencies where we have members of parliament from the Patriotic Front who voted for Bill number 7 should know in advance that until Parliament adjourns sine die, the provisions, if any, seeking to get legal grounds from the Patriotic Front manifesto, or rather constitution, to expel these members to the extent that the same is inconsistent with the constitution is unsustainable. I also want to take this opportunity to let my colleagues, the members of parliament who are the subject of this kind of political victimization, to know that they stand on firm ground. No law framed against members of parliament such as this will be sustained by any court of law in Zambia. There is nothing. So it is important at this particular stage for the citizens to know that that expulsion was just on paper, and it is just worth the salt of that particular paper on which Honorable Given Lubinda was reading. There shall be no by-elections that may arise between now and the adjournment of Parliament sine die, somewhere I think in May, arising out of the expulsion of members of Parliament who voted for Bill number 7. They remain in situ. They remain in office. They remain members of Parliament of the Patriotic Front. Resolved. That is the time when we shall see who is going to stand on what political party ticket in 2026 for the general elections. For me, I'm very clear that members of parliament will choose those who want to recontest their seats, who will choose to stand on a political party ticket of their choice in accordance with our democratic tenets. As a country, no one will be coerced, no one will be intimidated, no one will be threatened. And regardless of where you stand, the people of Zambia will have a final say. The good news now is the citizens now know who stands for what. The citizens know who means what for country. And now the citizens know who can be relied upon and trusted for their weight. And the citizens know those who specialize in politics of propaganda, politics of misinforming citizens. The citizens know. And going forward, I urge citizens to take note of everything that we political leaders have said and done, so that when it matters most, you are able to inform your choices accordingly. Those who stand on shifting sand should know that the people of Zambia want leaders of morality who would like to provide principled leadership. Those who were saying they are leaders of whichever, and when it was time to include young people in parliament, they are the ones who debated vigorously against the inclusion of young people. You now know for what they stand for. That amendment,
and with immediate effect, Patriotic Front members of Parliament who voted in favor of the unconstitutional Amendment Bill number 7 are hereby expelled from the Patriotic Front. And with immediate effect, all Patriotic Front members of Parliament who voted in favor of the unconstitutional Amendment Bill number 7 are hereby expelled from the Patriotic Front.
Fellow citizens, I have this afternoon, the 17th of December 2025, delivered an open letter to Her Honor Mrs. Nelly Butet Kashumba Muti, Speaker of the National Assembly, requesting her to do the right thing by resigning from her office as Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Zambia. My grounds for this, which I have explained in the letter to her, is that she has committed very serious offenses against the House, against the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia. Firstly, by readmitting onto the order paper a bill that had been clearly declared unconstitutional, having breached constitutional processes, a position taken by the Constitutional Court of the Republic of Zambia. That act alone was a clear demonstration of failure to respect the authority, the supreme authority of the Constitutional Court on the interpretation of our Republican Constitution. Secondly, following the passing of this bill, which was clearly illegal, the Speaker of the National Assembly was seen publicly dancing around the floor of the House, the People's House, the House of Honor. That act, in as far as I was concerned, was a desecration of the People's House of Honor and totally unbefitting of the most senior presiding officer of our National Assembly. So on the grounds of these two, disregard of the Constitution by ignoring Constitutional Court rulings and desecrating the People's House of Honor by dancing around the floor of the House, following the passing of an illegal bill, as far as I'm concerned, presents sufficient case for her to leave her office so as to respect the Constitution and to respect the dignity of the National Assembly. The letter has been received and stamped, and we are now waiting for Mrs. Muti to do the right thing, because we cannot go on with such impunity. Today it may be Bill 7. Next, we don't know what he will do. If we allow a situation where public officers can disregard the Constitution.
Yeah, so Bill 7 done. Next. Yeah. Next ni Bill 5, no term limit for the president. Bali mpaka 2019. For strong what? Democracy. Zambia kuchalo ukwabula bali saka manafi.
Yes. Strong Democrats.
Strong
Democrats.
Bali mpaka 2019. Yeah. So Bill 7 done. Next. Yeah. Next ni Bill 5, no term limit for the president. Bali mpaka 2019.
For strong what?
Democrats.
For strong Democrats.
Yeah. So Bill 7 done. Next. Yeah. Next ni Bill 5, no term limit for the president. Bali mpaka 2019.
For strong what?
Democrats.
For strong Democrats.
Zambia kuchalo ukwabula bali saka manafi.
I'm also aware that some people have not moved on after the 2021 elections. They've not moved on. They've not moved on. They are still thinking this is a dream. No, it's real. It's real. It's real. Let's move on. Natulea, Kunta and Shife. Then they're saying, no, we are not allowing HH and UPND to amend the constitution. The question is why? Because there are lacunas in there. Is it the first government to amend the constitution? No. Who else amended the constitution? In this manner, UNIP government. UNIP government. Bamuzungu is here. Bakurumpe. He was there. Institutional memory. UNIP amended the constitution. The argument is that why you amend the constitution now? So when is the right time? What does the constitution say? It's silent. UNIP amended the constitution in 1991. Limbina Mulava. In the election year. 1991, in the election year. People celebrated. 1996, MMD under President Chiluba, Aka Red in Aka Black. May his soul rest in peace. Right? Yes, that man did a lot of things to turn the country from a wrong direction, in my view. I don't want to debate this. May his soul rest in peace. We don't appreciate a lot of things he did to move us downhill into a positive trajectory. 1996, the MMD and the FDJ amended the constitution in the election year. There was no problem, no street fights. Same organizations didn't go in the streets. By Kalafi Fidia Tondolo, and the constitution is being amended. No street fights. 2016, under PF, the constitution was amended. Right? Election year. In January, the election was in August. They amended the constitution. No one went in the streets. We were aggrieved as UPND. And I told my members, no one goes in the streets. Let's vote in parliament. We voted and lost in parliament. I never allowed our members to go in the streets. UPND, this man they don't like, for whatever reason. Right? You know, this level of hatred is shocking. Right? You can see that there's venom here. You can even touch it. There's venom here. We go to amend the constitution using the same law, using the same constitution, which was applied, clauses which were used before. Says no. We don't want. The timing is wrong. But what about those other timings when it was amended? What was right? Why didn't you go in the streets? Ask yourselves a question. So you want to start conflict over nothing. Streets. We were aggrieved as UPND. And I told my members, no one goes in the streets. Let's vote in parliament. We voted and lost in parliament. I never allowed our members to go in the streets. UPND, this man they don't like, for whatever reason, Shishibe ne mulanda, finish nashita. Right? Shishibe. You know, this level of hatred is shocking. Right? You can see that there's venom here. You can even touch it. There's venom here. We go to amend the Constitution using the same law, using the same Constitution, which was applied, clauses which were used before. It says, no, we don't want. The timing is wrong. But what about those other timings when it was amended? What was right? Why didn't you go in the streets? Ask yourselves a question. So you want to start conflict over nothing. Fellow citizens, let us act godly. After all, we are a Christian nation. Let us act in a godly manner. Let us not overexpose our hatred of others for crimes some of us did not commit. I know. I've come a long way myself. I know the feelings of a certain section of the people. I didn't choose where to be born. Neither did you. None of us should serve a sentence for a crime they did not commit. In 2021, one priest issued a statement. Chawamanga twachita election, kuchila kuti abawambita tulefaya bakateke. Encouraging the government then to rig the election so that UPND and this president does not come into office. It's there. And this thing starts all over again. This is not fair. This is government. I never allowed our members to go in the streets. UPND, this man they don't like, for whatever reason. Shishibe ne mulanda, finish nashita. Right? Shishibe. You know, this level of hatred is shocking. Right? You can see that there's venom here. You can even touch it. There's venom here. We go to amend the Constitution using the same law, using the same Constitution, which was applied, clauses which were used before. It says, no, we don't want. The timing is wrong. But what about those other timings when it was amended? What was right? Why didn't you go in the streets? Ask yourselves a question. So you want to start conflict over nothing. Fellow citizens, let us act godly. After all, we are a Christian nation. Let us act in a godly manner. Let us not overexpose our hatred of others for crimes some of us did not commit. I know. I've come a long way myself. I know the feelings of a certain section of the people. I didn't choose where to be born. Neither did you. None of us should serve a sentence for a crime they did not commit. In 2021, one priest issued a statement. Chawamanga twachita election, kuchila kuti abawambita tulefaya bakateke. Encouraging the government then to rig the election so that UPND and this president does not come into office. It's there. And this thing starts all over again. This is not fair. This is not correct. Evidential information is there. Chiriabushiku. Lupato. Fish. It's a lot.
Kwenye ndemwe chabe mabanja onanjala mkomo ndalama zonse mutumbalano masukwa kuchuluka pa mutupatu. Time is up, time is up. When you're not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff, time is up, time is up. When you're not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff. Kanizanu ndizopanda pindu, anakulira miseu mwatu, ikufuna chilengede chatopano. Osati mapocket anu opindika ndalama. Listen to the cries, they're louder than your lies. You can't silence the truth. It's time for the youth. Time is up, time is up. When you're not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff, time is up, time is up. When you're not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff. We rise, we stand, we fight together for the children, for a better forever. When you kunata pano, we take the rain.
Good day, 19th December 2025. Happy festive season, happy holidays as we continue to grapple with the issues of our country. I apologize, one of the videos of University of Zambia lecturers protesting is upside down. I don't know how that happened, but I'll try to input it again, but it was playing side up, upside down. There is a government communication signed by Lois Mulube, who is a PS, Permanent Secretary for Public Service Management Division, and another one, and another counterpart, Joy Vene, President of the Civil Servants and Allied Workers Union, Joy Vene. They've literally postponed the discussions and negotiations that they are engaged in for our workers in the public service, that they'll resume next year in March. Now, this is the first time this is happening. No salary increment for civil servants until March 2026, according to the issued statement by Civil Servants and Allied Workers Union of Zambia, Joy Bene, and Lois Mulube, who is a permanent secretary at PSMD. Now, the explanation over the conditions of service negotiations between Zambian government and the Public Service Union is always settled before the end of the year, so that beginning January 1, you implement the salary increment. These negotiations started on 4th November 2025 to review public service salaries and some conditions of service for the year 2026. The talks were adjourned on 24th November after almost 20 days of negotiations to 15th December 2025 after failure to agree on the settlement. But when negotiations resumed on 15th December 2025, a lot of issues still remain unresolved. The unions threatened industrial strike. Even when you saw unions marching at State House for Bill 7, there were already a lot of issues, and the unions were threatening industrial strike, from teachers' union to all the other unions. But this Joy Bene assigned this agreement with PS that they will resume talks by March 2026. It's the first time this is happening. So they've postponed the negotiations, and that the negotiations will resume 19th January 2026. And the 2025 collective agreement has been extended to 31st March 2026. As a result, there will be no salary adjustment being agreed yet, and the current conditions of service remain up to 31st March. I don't understand the carelessness. I don't even understand how any union leader would even agree to go for Christmas and New Year's holiday without settling these key matters. I don't understand how any PS or government official would postpone this matter. This is the first time this is happening. This is so key. You have to sit and negotiate and settle. These are not matters you postpone, especially in a country that is as volatile as ours, where there are tensions everywhere. And but in their wisdom, they've postponed our public service workers who suffer patience until 31st March 2026, when we hopefully hope that salary adjustment could be done and that an agreement would have been settled. I played a video of Cornelius Mwetwa nullifying the decision of the Patriotic Front president, given Lubinda's expulsion of the MPs that voted for Bill 7. And Cornelius Mweta's chief government spokesperson is saying the action by Honorable Given Lubinda is against the law. It has breached, Cap 12. Cap 12 is a law that talks about the National Assembly and the immunities and privileges that members of parliament enjoy, how they can be arrested, especially for civil debts, how they are allowed freedom of expression in their house. So Cap 12 describes all those conditions of service for members of parliament. And chief government spokesperson felt it himself that it was up to him to stop this expulsion. First of all, this is an act of utter lawlessness by Cornelius Mwetwa and whoever advised him. There are just two avenues in which the decision of MPs is decided. Three avenues. One, by the leadership of the political party. Two, by the National Assembly. Three, by the Constitutional Court or High Court. These are the only three avenues. Government has no place in the role of their members of parliament, either PF, UPND, or any member of parliament. The announcement by Cornelius Mwetwa is just an arrogant posturing and display of total lawlessness. You cannot be surprised because President Hakainde Hichilema, who is now an official candidate for impeachment and for future arrest, is already leading in the state of lawlessness. He has, for the first time, driven the country into constitutional crisis because he amended the constitution unconstitutionally. So he's a candidate for both impeachment and future arrest. Maybe his sons, like Cornelius Mwetwa, are following the process. If given Lubinda's dismissal were not supported by, if given Lubinda has made a mistake, has made an error in his decision to expel the MPs, maybe he didn't charge them, maybe he didn't seek their response, maybe he didn't ask them to exculpate themselves, maybe he didn't establish who voted and who didn't vote, maybe he hasn't subjected them to a disciplinary court, a disciplinary process in the PF, maybe he didn't go central committee. Those become grounds for the expelled to challenge in a court of law. It's not for the chief government spokesperson to claim that there will be no by-election. It's not in his precinct or remit. This is just an act of lawlessness. If any MP is aggrieved, their remedy should be, first of all, with the party. They can challenge the party, they can write back to the party that Honorable Given Lubinda, we are members of the Patriotic Front. The Constitution says this. We think you did this wrong or whatever it is. Or they can state that, for those calling, please just give us time first. We finish with the monologue and then you can call. Please, I beg. We will call at 21 hours. I don't even know where this phone that is ringing is. Yeah. Thank you very much. Don't disturb for now. We'll open phone lines at 21 hours. If President, our dear President, Given Lubinda, has made mistakes, they can say, look, We are entitled. We are members of parliament. We applied discretion. We are protected by Cap 12 to make decisions independently, and we have freedom of expression. Therefore, you can't fire us. That is what they should appeal to Honorable Given Luwinda. Or if he insists that they are expelled, they can go to court. Of course, there are issues around the Patriotic Front. Is this just a mere political decision? Currently, the party is held. In fact, contrary to what Chavinga tells you, the current PF president by law is Miles Sampa. And this was affirmed in March 2025 by the judge who's handling this matter, Madam Zulu, where she said there should be no further changes because we were challenging the Registrar of Societies changes from Edgar Lungu to Miles Sampa. And Chavinga staged a coup, and he wrote to the Registrar of Societies. And Miles Sampa brought this matter to the court, and the court directed and ordered that there should be no changes to the books of the Registrar of Societies until she settles. So in effect, by law, the current president of the PF is Miles Sampa, is the one that legitimately and legally is president according to that ruling until the court determines otherwise. Remember, we've gone into a consent agreement where Miles Sampa has handed over the party back to the legitimate owners of Edgar Lungu, now led by Given Luwinda. That's a consent agreement that has been in court. But in March, the judge was very categorical. So if there have been any changes at Registrar of Societies, the way this young man boasts that Eukwetolu Gwalo, whatever he means, is the one with the papers, he is in contempt. The PS Home Affairs Matembo is in contempt, Dixon Matembo. The registrar, the acting registrar of society, is in contempt of that order by the High Court. So if there is any issue around the legal status of the PF and who wrote the letter, that is another set of issues, legal issues, that can test the validity of Luwinda's decision to expel the MPs that voted. So Cornelius Mwetwa is being extremely lawless. Now, remember, I'd announced that today we'll be picking days in which we seek your views. Here at EMV, we will be picking a candidate who we think can challenge President Hakainde Hichilema, who we think has good chances of becoming Republican president, who in our view can bring his colleagues together and maybe they can form a team, formidable team, and say, Iwe, Sebastian Coppola, and if I think you'll be Minister of Finance. I think you'll be Speaker. But whatever it is, you need a leader who just won't defeat President Hakainde Hichilema. You need a leader who also can bring the opposition together, unite Zambians to vote President Hakainde Hichilema out. So at 21 hours, I'll open the phone lines. This is not a polling process. This is not an opinion poll. I just want you to strengthen my decision that I'll finally make. And I want to hear, maybe my views are misdirected, and my views are not based on one issue. There'll be character development, there's policy, understanding of policy and policy implementation. There's an issue of unity. Can this candidate unite everyone else? Can this candidate be respected locally and internationally? Can this candidate be respected by his peers? For example, does he have commanding authority, convening power? If he says, Vane, I think I have an issue, can you come, we meet and discuss? Can he do that? So there are various factors, and there is a factor where you can call in and help us and the country who you think should be a presidential candidate. So that we'll be opening the phone lines after that. Let's just finish with this process. So I think we've dealt with Cornelius Mwetwa and his lawlessness and his hiding in Cap 12, that MPs can be punished for their decision. Now, I have news for you, Cornelius Mwetwa, once again. This constitutional amendment is unconstitutional. So you cannot participate in an unlawful process. So the MPs have committed an offense. Number one, our party told them, don't vote for this thing. It is illegal. as stated by the Constitutional Court. Stakeholders have stated that it is illegal. Laws have stated that it is illegal. Don't participate in illegalities. So Cap 12 cannot protect a member of parliament who is involved in criminality. You remember when the police stormed parliament and they wanted to arrest Munia Zulu, their assertion was that they were looking for Honorable Munia Zulu, because in their mind, although they are aware about Cap 12, they thought that the complaint they were pursuing, where he had alleged that Musokotwane and Milupi had obtained a bribe, those bribes we discussed, they felt that it was a criminal offense they were pursuing, and therefore Honorable Munia Zulu didn't have immunity from parliament. Honorable Munia Zulu kept on saying, I held a press conference in the precinct of this parliament. I therefore can't be arrested for anything I do or utter. The police were adamant. They literally suspended Cap 12. So an MP can be punished. They don't have absolute immunity. They have absolute immunity if everything they are doing is within the law. If President Hakainde Hichilema has bribed 20 MPs, he took them to Lower Zambezi, used the ZAF plane. There were another group that was taken to Livingstone. And you were given up to $150,000 each to come and vote for this bill to make it into law. That's a criminal offense. You are not supposed to be coerced, bribed, or corrupted to make your decision. Your decision should just be driven by two cardinal issues. First, the views and vision of your people who you represent. The issue of the Constitution, are you within the constitutional bounds? Are you not breaking the law? And your conscience. That is why your freedom of expression is guaranteed into that parliament. You are not allowed to take a bribe. For example, I am bringing an energy bill that will impact the energy sector very significantly. And the cartel want to say, if this law passes, they bring a sack of money and they pay members of parliament. That's a criminal offense. I have personally written to the Anti-Corruption Commission, to the Director General, and I have requested that she should investigate these very strong allegations that President Hakainde Hichilema has bribed a certain number of opposition MPs up to $150,000 each. He took them, some group to Livingstone, some group to Lower Zambezi. He camped them until we brought them that morning. The group that came with a ZAF plane and landed, I have pictures. Oh, by the way, I have pictures that landed at City Airport, were picked by a Mercedes-Benz bus and dropped at Parliament. That is an act of corruption, and given Luwinda is within his right, he can say, number one, we gave you directives not to support this bill as a decision of the party. You had one of our leaders, Brian Mundubile, hold meetings with you. You signed documents with Oasis Forum. You went into a social contract, up to 47 of you. So when you do different from what you said you do, honor, and you want to hide in bill in Cap 12, that it guarantees you immunity and that your decision on the floor of the House cannot be questioned by anyone. No. That can only be questioned if it's legal, if there's legality, if there's no corruption, there's no crime. The bill was illegal. The process was illegal. President Hichilema, we have discussed this very extensively. President Hichilema, I have created a second middle name for him. Every time I mention President Hichilema, I'll be saying this. President Hichilema, who is a constitutional delinquent. You know who a delinquent is? One who doesn't want, you remember juvenile delinquents. They don't want to accept rules of society. They want to be a nuisance. They want to break the law. They want to break regulations. They want to break your culture. They want to do everything to disrupt the normal conduct of society. In this case, our president is a constitutional delinquent. So I'll be saying, every time I say President Hakainde Hichilema, naimumulenga fwako nga mwatuma phone nga mulelanda President Hakainde Hichilema, mwabika ko sentence pakati. Who is a constitutional delinquent and is a candidate, one for impeachment and two for future arrest, then you say what you want to say. So you cannot hide in that protection. The president is saying we move on. Well, when they passed the the few bills into law for apartheid in 1948, and they moved millions from their settlement to pave way for the white enclave to turn those villages into agricultural settlements. They kept the leadership of apartheid leadership kept on telling the people, it's now law. There's nothing you can do. Apartheid is law. Move on. Accept it is law. President Hakainde Hichilema has breached the constitution. President Hakainde Hichilema, who is a constitutional delinquent, who is a candidate for impeachment and future arrest, has breached the constitution. Now he's telling us to move on. No, we will be like the liberation movements. When the colonial authorities told them there's nothing you can do, it is law. You break it, we'll have you arrested. The liberation movement said, yes, you can arrest us, but we will not obey a bad law. We will not obey a bad statute. They maintained that position until apartheid as a law fell. We ought to have this same attitude. Here are the two pieces. President Hakainde Hichilema was lying to you and me that parliament will only be expanded to 211 people, and he said there'll be an amendment to 226. There, President Hakainde Hichilema has increased the number to 281. 281 Mwebantu Wakwalesa. Who is constituting 281 MPs? Who is? Let's go there. Let's go. First, the parliament is being expanded, I think, through delimitation. I just want to read you the breakdown, the one I've put on the view there. So, parliament will be expanded to 281 MPs. And it's broken down as follows. This has been provided in Article 82, Sabbatical 5, in the new Act number 13 of 2025, which is formerly Bill 7. 226 members of parliament will come from constituency-based seats. These are the ones you will elect. 226. Then there is 40 members of parliament that will come under proportional representation electoral system in accordance with Article 47(2)(b), which they have created. Then there will be 20 women, 15 youths, and 5 persons with disabilities. Then the president will nominate 11 MPs. Then, of course, you have the vice president, who's the running mate, and then you have the speaker, and you have the first and second deputy speaker. Total 281 seats. Mwebantu Wakwalesa, we were lied to. He said it's only going to be 211. Can we afford 281 MPs? Can we? Each a Land Cruiser worth between $100,000 and $200,000. Each with a huge allowance and salary. We are already struggling with 156, 165. Where will we get the money for 260, 281? You saw University of Zambia students protesting. You saw the farmers protesting that they are not paid. This man is running the highest cost of living. This man is running one of the worst economies ever. Ignore what they are telling you about the growth and stability. That is not true. In many cases, many experts have stated so. So, this matter of the Constitution is now law. This is a new law. That is a new law. It's Act number 13 of 2025. So, it's an act to amend the Constitution of Zambia, the one that was prevailing, as amended in 1996, as amended in 2016. Now it is as amended in 2025. That is your new law. It's no longer Bill 7, but it's now the Constitution Act number 13 of 2025. The decision by myself to name those that voted for Bill 7. We announced on Wednesday who they are. There's been an uproar. Some said they didn't vote. Mulenga Fube from Chilubi said he didn't vote. When we had announced earlier, we didn't have the document from the National Assembly, because both President Nagainde Ichilema and Honorable Nelly Muti have vowed that that document will never be released. The Hansard proceedings and the list of those that attended will not be released. Well, we have the document and it shows who voted. I mentioned, for example, Mulenga Kampamba, and I said she had voted. She issued a strong statement that she didn't vote. Well, when the document came, it showed that she voted, so I stood by it. I mentioned Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, and I said he voted. Dr. Chitalu Chilufya said I was scandalizing his name, and that I didn't have evidence to demonstrate that he voted. He was called to the police. There were 3 MPs that were called to the police that day, and he was among the 3. And he says by the time he came, the bill had already passed. This is Emmanuel Mwamba verified. So I decided to call Honorable Chilufya, Dr. Chitalu Chilufya. And I told him, I have a document. You voted. He says, give me a document from Parliament. I said, to protect our sources, I can't give it to you, but I can tell you, and I can confidently tell you that I have the document, and you voted. The Bosch system there, of course, it has a trail. If you print out, it can tell from which computer you've printed out. It can tell if there's a generation of a copy, but let everyone be assured that I have a copy. And I put it to Honorable Chitalu Chilufya that, sir, you voted. He says he went to the police, he didn't vote, and he says, you produce a document. Now I'm flipping this to Dr. Chitalu Chilufya. Sir, if I am lying, you are a member of Parliament, walk to that Parliament, let them give you that, and prove to the nation that you didn't vote. I think that would be the best. In case my document is adulterated, you are a member of Parliament. Go to Parliament, let them give you that copy, and let us show it to the nation. And he was gracious. No, he's a good friend of mine, Honorable Dog. He's a gentleman at par. He's an intellectual, an academic, a doctor, one of the best leaders in our country. But on this matter, he voted. And I insist, he voted. Just like my dear sister from Kalulushi, someone I respect, Chela Mocha. She's a very strong organizer, but she voted. She wrote that she didn't vote. I can tell you that she voted. And if I am lying, I challenge them to bring that printout from the National Assembly and show me that my information is not credible. The independents that voted, Emmanuel Banda from Muchinga voted, Joel Chibuye from Ron voted, Gustav Chonde, my dear brother from Milenge, voted, George Kasabila Kandafula from Serenje voted, Warren Mwambazi from Bwana Mkubwa, he voted, Mishek Nyambose, he voted, Menyani Zulu, he voted. From our party, I had shown the list of members of Parliament that voted for Bill 7. I'll find time to read it, but remember, I read there were just 3 contentious issues. Who voted? Did Mutaya Chalo vote? Did Mulenga Fube vote? Did Dr. Chitalu Chilufya vote? Did Honorable Mulenga Kampamba vote? Who else was denying? There was an issue of my dear brother Robert Karimi. And of these, we verified that Kasandwe, my dear brother Anton Kasandwe, didn't vote. Chilubi MP Mulenga Fube didn't vote. Mulenga Kampamba voted. Dr. Chitalu Chilufya voted. Mutaya Chalo had walked out earlier. He didn't vote. I can stand by that information. And the people we said voted for it, the ones we named, they did vote. And we also listed those that didn't vote for it. Who didn't vote for this bill? Okay. Chairman of Mutaya Chalo, he didn't vote for it. Chifunabuli, my dear sister, Nyemba Julian, she didn't vote for Bill 7. Bangwelu MP Kasandwe Anthony, he didn't vote for it. Mulenga Fuwe, he didn't vote for it. Feira Feschinsali Mukosa Kalalwe, he didn't vote for it. Feira Tembo Emmanuel, he didn't vote for it. Kasenengwa Twasa Philemon, he didn't vote for it. Luapula Honorable Augustine Katotobo Chanda, he didn't vote for it. Lukasha MP strongman George Sanga, he didn't vote for it. Lundazi strong woman Brenda Nyurenda, she didn't vote for it. Lunte Kafwaya Mutotwe, he didn't vote for it. Mambilima Chisenga Jean, she didn't vote for it. I feel for Jean, you know, she's such a strong MP, young, youthful MP. But look, all her pillars have been taken away from her. She used to rally around with Munia Zulu. Munia Zulu is in prison. Even when he has served a full sentence, they won't release him. JJ Banda is out of the country. You know, just all these pillars that they just used to form this formidable team of you know, the Nkana MP, Kamfinsa, Mpika, Francis Kapianga, you know, JJ Banda, Munia Zulu. They were just these youthful, young MPs, including Jane. She didn't vote for it. Matero MP, Sampa Mauswalia, didn't vote for it. Milanzi MP, Piri Melesiana, she didn't vote for it. Mukushi South, Chisopa Davis, he didn't vote for it. Mpika, Francis Kapianga, he didn't vote for it. Muflira Mwila Golden, he didn't vote for it. Mwansa Wombwe Kapampi Kabaso, he didn't vote for it. Mwense Mawumba David, he didn't vote for it. Nakonde Lucas Mumba didn't vote for it. Shwangandu Kampiongo Stephen, he didn't vote for it. Uzakile Kalobo Pavyuma, he didn't vote for it. Mporokoso Brian Mundubile didn't vote for it. So there is a list of those that voted for it and those that didn't vote for it. Bill 7 is now an act of law. It's number 13 of 2025. It is now law. It's a belligerent law. The president has descended our country into lawlessness, into constitutional crisis, because he has effected amendments of the law illegally. And the damage that is being done to our country will be far, far reaching. It will be 12 hours. I gave a caution last time. A lot of people are getting comfort that no, we'll deal with President Hakainde Hichilema in 2026. Are you sure you deal with him? If you're allowing him to abrogate the constitution, if you're allowing him to take us into unconstitutional changes, are you sure you vote him out if he has taken control of all institutions from the judiciary, Electoral Commission of Zambia, Parliament? You saw the dancing queen, our speaker, the dancing queen, how she was celebrated and received at Mulungushi when the president was signing that illegal law. If there was any modicum of ethics and ethical behavior, the president must have asked Nelly Mut, Mama, thank you for the job you've done, but it's looking very bad to our people. You look such a partisan referee. You've lost ground and morality and ethical standing. Mama, stay away. But she was instead celebrated as a hero there, close to the president. Are you sure that you have to get annoyed with Nelly Muti or with the president? Are you sure that you have to get annoyed with Mwangala Zalumis with what she's doing with the ECZ or with the president? It is the president that is doing all these things to ensure that he prepares for that election and he returns to power with or without your will. And that is why I challenge our leaders, the 25 that are prospecting to be our leaders. have the depth to understand the extent of the problem. It will just not need a lot of financial resources. It will require technical expertise. How do you rescue this job that is literally stolen? How do you? The UPND are even mocking us at Mukashita complain kuli SADC, meaning that the SADC chair is who is President Hakainde Hichilema. Let me just also educate them there briefly. President Hakainde Hichilema currently is a deputy, was elected deputy of SADC. Remember, he was third in line. Madagascar was supposed to hold this chair up to August 2026. Then Cyril Ramaphosa was supposed to take over from 2026 to 2027. Then President Hakainde Hichilema or Zambia was supposed to take over from 2020 to 2027. From 2027. So because Madagascar there was a coup and came a coup leader, military leader, SADC principles do not allow. Madagascar was suspended. So it fell to the next guys in line. So Cyril Ramaphosa, who should have been SADC president beginning of South Africa in 2026, now has assumed the presidency. President Hakainde Hichilema will take over in August. August we have elections. It may not be President Hakainde Hichilema. It may be a new leader who we are pushing on this program one day. So while UPND, in your ignorance, I thought I could educate you a bit. But my point to you Zambians is don't sleep on your laurels thinking that it's easy job. Tukabuka fena voters card, akachimona tukamvotela out. He is manipulating the process. So do you have an opposition leader who can secure the vote, who can deploy security, who can ensure that that vote is protected from the polling station? A leader who can stand against the violence that is always unleashed. Let me tell you a short story of what we have discovered. When Kwacha and Kabushi took place, Malanje and Boma Lusambo were bad. On the night before elections, the UPND unleashed violence to scatter the camps for party agents and political parties that had gathered. Then on the day of voting, the party cadres, UPND cadres, ensured that our party agents, accredited by ECZ, were not present. This pattern went, we saw it in Mwense. They did the same. You campaign, you see Given Lubinda, you see Chandaka Toto, you see everyone campaign. They are even optimistic. A day before election, Trevor Mwinde and General Mosquito and their groups are deployed. They scatter the camps. Then the following day beat up any party agents. The matter is just left between UPND and the Electoral Commission of Zambia, and then you see those results. This pattern was now fully established and honed to perfection. Ask Jean Chisenga, ask Celestine Mukandila what happened in Kawambwa. Knowing how elections are run, learning from Mwense, Kabushi and Kwacha, they tried to put up a resistant system. They were overrun. Ask Sean Tembo, he was in that election. He was chased. Our camps, feeding camps for party agents was disrupted the night before. On the day of election, all party agents were thrown out. And it was UPND thugs, and this is it, that monitored that election. You saw the results. This now has become a perfect system that is rolled out. Whether it's in Lumezi, where we had banned a very strong candidate, the same thing happened. You think you've gotten it in the bag. The only time there was an attempt to stop it was in Kaumbwe when Nakachinda and Honorable Given Lubinda countered that system and secured the vote and repelled the UPND, thugs that do that process. But we saw it, in fact, even Christopher Shakafuswa, we had the by-election. Christopher Shakafuswa did very well in Fera with Emmanuel Tembo. Emmanuel Tembo was beaten, his car stoned, but they held fort when the UPND came led by obvious Mwaliteta, to scatter them. They held fort and they didn't scatter. And on the election day, Mwali Teta deployed his thugs to chase our party monitors. Shaka Fuswa and Emmanuel Tembo worked tirelessly to ensure that our party agents were in place to secure the vote. That is what you need to replicate across the country. You need a leadership that should understand the mechanics of elections. Brown Kasaro is an IT expert, called by electoral commissions, independent electoral commission across Africa. Is very astute in IT voting, any electronic issues. If you hear ECZ proposing e-voting, electronic voting, mukane wa opposition, let's just remain with the manual system until we build integrity in the electoral commission. Brian Kasaro is an agent of the UPND. Mwangala Zalomis, she's a party cadre. McDonald Penzi was for the president. If there's any guy who's more dangerous, if he's not playing a national or constitutional race, McDonald Penzi. He understands the electoral system. He can therefore, from that vantage point, help manipulate the system. Do we have an opposition that is thinking about this, or we are just jostling to lead the opposition front? Do we understand what is at stake? Do we know the number of polling stations we need to deploy that security that will mount a repellent against the UPND thugs? 12,700 polling stations with a delimitation that's coming and sits jumping to 281. That work becomes even very big. Do we have an opposition leader, an opposition team that is thinking of how to counter? You need the financial resources to deploy maybe 3 per polling stations. One inside who's changing with the other, and the others are to protect their camp where they are. So you need from 12,000, if you need minimum 5 to 10 people, you need over 60, 70,000 people to deploy countrywide. You have to run a parallel system. When the results are announced at a polling station, you will have no one to run. They should take a picture and send it to you. That's how you can secure the vote. Do we have anyone thinking of how to secure the vote? President Hakainde Hichilema is working day and night. He has passed cyber laws. He has amended the constitution. I said every time I mention President Hakainde Hichilema, I should say this. President Hakainde Hichilema, who is a constitutional delinquent, who is a candidate for impeachment and future arrest, is working on these matters again and again. He has enacted oppressive laws to ensure that you don't speak, you are not challenged, that you are rounded up and locked up. He's using the ECZ. He's using the UPND infrastructure, violent infrastructure, as we've seen in these recent by-elections, where the people our party agents are chased and they just remain with ECZ. These are matters we should spend a lot of time to conscientize our people so that our people also can guard their vote. Kuwe wanenga wa vote atakuli kufuma pa polling station. Stay on until you see your vote is counted. You need a leadership and a narrative that discuss matters to that level. What we are seeing is people jostling for positions and for presidency without thought, without a plan, without concrete evidence that they can mobilize a technical, financial, and overwhelming infrastructure to counter this both state and party system that President Hakainde Hichilema will deploy. We want to akwalesa nalanda sana. Call in. If you want to vote, just tell us your name and who you think it should be. But if you want to offer a comment, again, I'll give you time to comment. But if you want to discuss these matters, I'll give you. But if you want to vote for who you think should be president, here are my list. Here is my list of people I'm considering. Let me just read it out. Yeah, another matter. For those that want to vote, begin to vote. Go to my page. Just begin to vote because you may not go through. I always have a lot of missed calls. You may not go through. So begin to vote on my page. It helps. We can count those numbers later. But I've got a first caller. I was looking for a list of people that I want you to be voting on. Yes, caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, by Emmanuel, Mishani wa Fashbet.
Yon jife bueno.
Awatawa sana kwa. Merondo la bueno sana newo Rooney.
Rooney, make your contribution, my dear brother.
Thank you. Apato fikire ishauta chiri bueno sana. Bonse fe bubina zamba tufetu amuna kwa tashiri bueno tukatane fe bueno bueno. That now upon them mwana kwati ichinga wa misha kofi. We need a leader that is appealing kuma leaders, kuma youths. Fwema youths have ni telefo anomba kumana kwa kwati wakwata kolido uli komwa icheko. Nunja telefo aso mwa ichana, telefo mwa ichoko itamano. Mwa ichoko inga tunguruna na bakala mbabwino bonse because tufetu aindira pa mwa kuluna baichi. So twashindika sana ngavira fine ndanda ponozo kwa twashindika sana abakuludi bonse shindika kwa abakuludi yose tulibatona kuma state house kuma parliament na tumuntu bashikira muri apene pa mapali B7 abenga ba ku parliament fo bashitana tumona so apatre fala ko umuntu apana ke bizuru at least in big church atufisha ko community inda ko bwino bantu mwandi mtu anakanokola mona abale kula chitabe bitre every time you see ngatwa chishite ko yepintu batushita bitre. I think we are just tired now na bakunuma labina bashindike ko nabina bantu bafurishe ko mushirani otherwise ichauta chiri bwino maka inde chiri matabangu ikyo kubafunya ponga de posele kwa mano fetu aposa kwa mano wonse bikatane sana. Thank you.
Thank you.
Malaiti na lelo kulibe fertilizer famasa kwanisa bati uzati kwenyu sembe tenze tinazibati. This is what you meant. Kaleza sembe siti na vote talemana boaba talemana boza basi eni baende tione kovina wenye wapaka sweet tokaisha tifuna mariza utsinoti mastori hapa mvula ya kwa manje mulimi sana fole fertilizer yodula tizagula bonji apati enda kuma elections muzani pasa exuze bonji ndabachi onekani napanga mistake talemana boaba talemana boza basi eni baende tione kovina wenye wapaka sweet tokaisha tifuna mariza usinoti mastori.
Inokuya pa market mwe bantu ndefu wako fertilizer 750 you call it fertilizer 750 njibe.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, good evening, Mwamba.
Good evening. Endita. We can phone we not have stuff le umfika. We can we no phone.
Okay. So, makip zuru. Echo na nambo kumfika febwe.
Mkwai.
Because na limono kweba ti ichiri mukati kapakati kabo chaku pokorole charo cha Zambia. Necho chiberero pokorole charo cha Zambia. nenshira bayishiramu because bamakepu zuru lyonse ilyo baleranda tabalanda pafyo bayishiba balanda ife twinga bomba nga bena Zambia because ukuteka ekyalo kuteka tabawo omuntu uteka ekyalo eka mulando ofo okuteka ekyalo weka ekyali nga ama problems atuli kwata bamakepu zuru balalondolola pali rule of law efya mafunde afile abaya chindikwa. Number 2 balalanda na pama resources yesu because ama resources yesu twalilekela yaya kufyaro kumbi fya kumbi fisa mukutapa so muri icho nga chakweba filefi ama resources yesu twambuka sta manage which means let me kalile yesu kutya apandanish Natasha ukuyirungura bene like
Natasha bane Natasha namulandeshina let's get some other cause ngamlelanda pa mbali wa candidate. I'll just give you very little time. Let me just take this call. I want to take as many calls as possible. So I want to wakwalesa mule wako quite fast. Hello, caller.
Mwamba mwabombe nkai.
Endita.
Mwamba leo mlenga Boniface kuchingola.
Kwa Landeni, I want to get as many calls as possible.
Yes, it's talk about the Pochaku Mitotela, Pacamulelo nefe Mwalandrola. A chink of the first thing you to Mulandrich into Chimuchingaranda, Constitution Nava Panga, Nobody fund. Abantu bafuire bayishi batina panga. Elo Mwalondrola abantu kusopologo ati bafuire bayisa ba almost 280. Now, point here go to Shaven opposition because having got it in Tanavio, but now they show go at not to Ingiro. Could if I go with Italy, Barret to give democracy to change to fair Nagai. We shall pay much more on Dora. I mean, once a Babali for president. Ushe now I fire means and one ways you can protect I am a votes because dealing with us and Gatishin Tungurush, she will have a Pulia, she will Tungurush. But if you wish to protect I am a vote, Tabaquet. This the Dweka won't say Pamo because it's put through Chimopali. Uchokula Mfavia to you by Rapon Bason to my watch Dave. This the Dweka de Pamo wants to have in Pangila Raj. Masanda Muntunga. Kabasendo Muntu, Mutukamano Wishogat, Kunchen the Consacuma province. Like if we the northern province, to let protect the armor vote, Utambia Muba by Michael Chusasat, to a decade 3 polling station, Kuivamundi, until to protect the vote. You have strategy of Fidevish or of Fidavont. Who making over the body Muntu in a polling station, no what Trimusha, no Kutuka. No be some little Lava Chicanama to Navica. The background of Antura Vishu, but Shomulon to Ravani. So even more position, and moving the ones who are PF or UPN, NDC, Bashani, Ukumove, Shivo, Muli Arrange. The current Pamusa, if you want to no Chapua, not even letting the night my never knew. The Musa Monshi, Sangadi, Peram Kesa, Vapona, Muka Koten, and Muka Muli Asia. So upon to what I'm a candidate, having ever it aspire not to Mishiva, whether 18 tan. Stime to Alaisa, to commission that you and I was a low. So Mwamba, to a total to a free from the 12. Kakuchirisha timbinga ni mwanga mwali muli chino echaro ngate mulandu wa ishine vya kupepeka timbi kuti mwaita protect muli omusango mulero ndira pantuna mkwata experience okufuma kwa mumti kwisa ishintana lero ababa shere bale ruisha fe chifulo fe chimo tumala ruisha chifulo mwakano kusakama na abere no bakaka abane no ababutuka ro mwalwirako to totera ba mwampakola cha advice musango.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Ambassador Mwamba. I'm calling from Zambia. Ambassador, are you getting me?
Yes, we can get you, please.
Thank you so much. Ambassador, I'm sure the issue of voting is clear. And let's forget about it, and especially for us PF, and forge ahead. Whoever voted did not vote, let's forget about it. That is history. Let's focus on us PF choosing a new leader, including yourself. You are a candidate ambassador.
My brother, this is why I cut. There are clear instructions. Don't come and lecture me. Please don't waste time. There are so many calls. Don't lecture me what I'm doing. Just help me. If you have a view, support the view. That's all. Don't come and teach me my work. Okay? We have a country to rescue. So we is a media expert. The expert on this one is me. So follow my directives if you want to participate. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Mwamba, Mwabombeni.
Endita Mwabombeni.
Mkwai. Dinewo Chilufia.
Mkwai wa Chilufia.
I used to call you from England.
Oh, okay. Where are you now?
I am in Zambia. I'm in Mkoshi.
Oh, okay. We pray for you and we wish your safety. We pray for your safety. Oh, wonderful. That's what we want from the diaspora. Over, like they do in South Africa. During rain season, they go back, farm, and, settle in the community. Well done. Make your contribution, my brother.
Yes, thank you. In a way, I am glad that from Wednesday, Mwamba, you've been agreeing with what I was saying, what I've been saying all along. We left it too late. We've left it too late. And that is where the sad thing is. There's this sister of mine who calls. She called after I complained, and she would say, "Detumina kwa kaputa."
Mkwai.
Yeah, she was saying, "Don't give up." Now I will tell you something, right? I was reading an article by my brother John Sangwa, where he was responding to
Sishua.
Dr. Sishua. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yes.
That is the way I feel. You are sat there thinking to yourself, what's the point? The reason I'm saying this, Mwamba, is I've got brothers and sisters who you ring up and you're asking them,
that's dangerous. Yeah, that's dangerous.
The only people who are hurt are you and me. Those that are able to see that there's something wrong here. If we've got the majority that are going to sit down there and accept things are all right, trust me, we won't get anywhere. And God bless, but I've given up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, someone says, you read the list of presidential candidates. Please go to my page, go and vote on this broadcast. It will be very important. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Oh, we've lost this caller. There is a wonderful judgment from the Constitutional Court over the sale of Mupani, that the sale of Mupani was illegal. I have to find a day to come and discuss that matter. It's very important. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Chibare Brian, calling you from Lusaka.
Yes, Chibare Brian.
Nalafu direct Paliba President. President of the Refund, Brian Mundubile. Why Nalandra so? Because Nachilango quality. Brian Mundubile, what are my structures? Namonanga to already chef at TK yesterday. Bali batanda my structures. Amma me abanani. So never got a vandu. Having son, never ever supporter.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. You've said Brian Mundubile. Yeah. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Mwamba calling from Saka.
Mwamba, make your contribution.
Yes, please. Therefore, I've Kuranda party chair. You know, that's for the shower. So every chance she gets, push that attack
Vane, te program yaba che, yaba Emmanuel Mwamba. Muisa mulelanda pali lilieni, pali na chea, pali tayari, na milomba. Tulelanda area she contribute to this matter. Enquiry.
Okay, let me go straight to the point.
Yes.
Okay, before Ingaranda go. Abraham Mundu na kwata support background. Abantu bonse bo barefwa. So what PFT posa nesta. Let us give it to him.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Mwamba. Hello, are you able to get me?
Just a minute. Hello, madam. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Make your contributions.
Okay, the network is not good. I'm in Impika.
Okay.
I'm Didi. Okay. My vote first go to Makebi Zulu, Izambo, Wisdom on Makebi. That man is a good man.
Thank you very much, Didi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you are voting, you'll be given very less time. But unless you are discussing our topic, I'll give you time. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Ambassador, I was cut. I don't know whether it's a network. I'm calling from Zambia.
No, I cut you, my brother. Don't come to lecture me about my rules and regulation. If you have something to say, just say it. Okay?
Thank you. I understand the rules of the game. Let me go. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Thank you once again. What I'm saying is, I will talk about the race we have for us PF of choosing a credible leader to lead us towards the next of the forthcoming elections.
My brother, do you have a name? Don't complicate matters. My brother, do you have a name?
Yes, I do.
Please do so.
Give me a chance, Ambassador.
No, unfortunately, no. There is a lot of queues, my brother. If you want to give reasons, go to my page, comment. You can even put a paragraph or a story on my page.
Okay.
Here, just say the name. Thank you very much. Thank you. For those that want explanations, you can go to my page and make those explanations. Let's just to allow as many people as possible. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, just a quick one, Mwamba. I voted already the other day. I just wanted to comment on what you have said. Mwamba, you are very, very right. Where we have reached now, we are in a crisis. And without the opposition coming together, it will be very, very difficult, almost impossible to unseat the current government. When I just heard the passing of the bill, I just realized, oh my God, things have gone now. Because what we need to understand is that the system has been tempered now. These people are trying by all means to solidify their stay in office by next year. So as long as the opposition will continue to be the way they are in terms of not coming together, I tell you, we forget about thinking about any other things, Mwamba. You have explained it very well. This is a time where before the end of this year, this month, we need to come up with at least one person that we can also rely behind. Otherwise, things are not okay, Mwamba. What you have explained is very, very true. This voting on to this PF that people are still voting on, it will not take us anywhere. 4 years down the line, people are still talking about PF to say who is going to lead, who is going to lead. It's not going to help us. Let's just see what you are doing, Mwamba, continue, and when you reach a point where you have enough votes, let people decide and run behind that person. And also the church and the other well-wishers are going to support that. That's the only way to go, Mwamba. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Okay, good evening, Emmanuel.
Good evening.
I want to speak about, please give me some time. I am calling within Lusaka, but I think I have been on somewhere, but I think the audience, I think they're going to know the person that I'm talking about. But I want to speak about the opposition political leaders because you touched the topic, very important for elections, for protection. What I just want to say is that, I'm going to use the words of Vaedika. The reason Vaedika why is not alive today is because he wanted people to unite. And there is no person who is going to stand alone and to win Mr. Ichilema. And Mr. Ichilema is scared people to unite. And of course, I have been supporting Makebi. And I think this week has been very difficult for me. And it has been very, very painful to watch because for sure, I do agree with what Emmanuel you have said. That we have been saying that we are going to remove HH, we are going to remove whatever. But things, is eating us every day. It's more like we are being trapped, So I just want to say that Irilia Shid Yama camps, I think this kind of madness of Ama camps, Nima Kebi, Niemundui, I think this thing should stop right now. This is madness. Okay? In a way that we have to identify people who will fight for us in front of us. This battle is bigger than 1964. I want to speak with these young people who have proved for themselves they are willing to die and who are not scared to be scared. I'm going to talk about Makebi. Makebi has proved to everybody.
Okay, you have mixed two issues. I thought you wanted to discuss matters. Now you are speaking about candidates. I'll just let you know.
No, okay. I just want to say that.
Yeah. If you are speaking about the candidates, just one line.
No, I want to make a point because I have selected the people who are in the position to fight for us. And Makebi is one of it.
Okay, thank you, my dear sister. Thank you, my dear sister. We have to be fair. I stopped the other gentleman who was trying to explain about Dr. Chitaru Chilifia. If you are calling about a candidate, tell us. If you want explanation, go to my page. Log into my page and make your comments. It can be long. You can say whatever you want. Go to my page. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller. Yeah, hello, caller. Hello, caller. You've been waiting for some time. Caller. Oh, my God. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller.
Ambassador Mwamba, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
Okay. I've got one suggestion to make over the voting protection.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many leaders who are aspiring to be presidents. Now, we have those who are not going to be adopted. Let's split them in provinces. Say, for argument's sake, we get Makebi Zulu in the Coca Belt. Makebi Zulu should be a leader who coordinates the polling stations. Come up with the people who are going to mind Muma polling station. And that should start from the time that we'll get a leader. And the others must go to Northern Province, Southern Province, Western Province, just like that. And that will show unity in these things we are calling to say the alliance. Otherwise, the last thing I'm for Makebi Zulu. Thank you.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Katongo. I'm calling you from Chongo.
Yes, Katongo.
Yes, Mwamba.
And Ditayama.
First things first. I'm sure a PF problem in Paul. But PF and why you care for parents, she was starting 5 months, not try my camp. Because whether you like it or not, now I'm convinced that vision will make it impossible to come together and put up a fight. The way of the organized the situation, it needed cohesion and coming together with a purpose. But the way things are, it's almost impossible because every other person wants to be president. So that's where I have lost it. You know?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for that wisdom. Yes, caller.
Hello.
Yes, caller.
Mwamba, you're talking to Mambosholo from Lusaka.
Bamambo Mwabombeni landeni po.
Mwamba, the first thing is my candidate is BM, Brani Mundubire. Number 2, which I want to talk about, Mwamba, if you parents the voice of chair, so that we can counterattack what she's saying. Because it is not only right when
awe wanini nkanyeri eriash mwilete eriash yakwa tayari iliakwa lilieni iliakwa chair pano au nakana so namulanda mulesa supporta mundu vile that is sufficient. Please let us just focus on our program. Let us focus on what we are discussing. Don't bring other personalities. If someone is attacking your candidate, go to their page and attack them there. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mwabombeni.
Mwabombeni.
Mwabombeni, I'm just following your instructions, Mwamba. Yeah, I voted already for Honorable Makebi Zulu, and this is the one I'm focusing on even today. Yeah, because I could see that the only person who can mobilize people, amicably, and also to bring peace in the country, Niwa Makebi Zulu.
Okay, Maya. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chilangu kanga mwaipisha ko mwangafu wako emilimo. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Anonymous, make your contributions. Anonymous, speak in the phone. Speak in the phone. You seem to be far.
Okay. Are you able to get me?
That's better.
I was saying, this is my first time I'm calling. I have an observation, Mwamba. There are a lot of promises these candidates are making. I will appoint you as work. I will appoint you as work. And they seem to be moving away from what is important here. So, my suggestion, the candidates are very good to around. The one that I'm suggesting this from therefore I own it. So, I will not go far.
Thank you very much for the advice. The caller says candidates are promising too much already. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, this is Mama Victoria.
Yes, Mama Victoria.
DM support.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we got it. You said BM. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Murishani.
How bueno? Nimwebani?
We were from Livingstone.
We are from Livingstone. Mkwai.
kulanda ko bafire chitika mu Zambia and to follow the event so that Zambians to peacefully amend so apama ananikan yama tuzi yako mfifi yako watu kutuchingirira fyonsera abapoka icha retu chitasana protect Zambians ni constitution nomba constitution apana bachinja so meaning that abari mu offices nomba apa tabare saving abantu bare saving intunguru tukwete so now for me I'm describing that epo tuli apa stage apa ni bola tuli half time okay and half time bayo abama guys bare ruling aba constitution abachinja ama political party alliance ya karamba na banyantirira so what is remaining number to ashara fe kwabula shield ilionse and shield tukwete apa number protection tukwete apa before ufweka fwe bantu protection tukwete so ufweka fwe bantu funga torafi doku ipususha takuri abala tupususha so now ngamwamuna if you bari angana na bena aba bari tuteka bari angana na makoti bari angana na bakapokola I think if intunga fyabana wesi kutuba tana release nangu ama soldiers ama Zambians because that way kukoti tabakumfwe because bonse abali mufirie bari umfuire ubuteko tabari umfuire abantu ubuteko bubikire mu abantu bari controller just 2 days ago emulali muri judgment yabana kachinda muri ile case ya ubututu wakubwengwa bulya I could see ero pale berenga nangu court ero ale berenga judgment yabana kachinda judge ulo mukashana ale tutuma mukashana uli apa kuberenga la judgment nokumuna tuyu muntu bamwe bere fya kuchita emaka yakwaya so now and a lot of Zambians will be subjected to that. So now what should we do? If we go number for abantu tulivengi kuchiro bali tuteka tulivengi kuchira bakapokola tulivengi kuchira masoja tulivengi kuchira majajezi apo kuchiriko mwe Zambians kuipususha kuli aba abantu nomba twala ipususha shani nifi atulana ndapofya ko kuchira ti tentu ikatane tentu mone ntungulushi isharatu tashani isharatu putusha andi ntungulushi mupakumana pakufaya ntungulushi tentu mone experience tentu mone nchitoba bombapo tentu mone amaka bakwechire ntungulushi kwete okuru obuteko okay so for me in conclusion amaka no mbafe ya sherefe kuli fufe Zambians ngata twaime ladies and gentlemen ngata twaime fufe Zambians ababantu mishira shala ingira bara mena andinga bamena ababantu takuri ukaba chimpya takuri so the right time is now twikatane ama mansi ya shala kofe bakuba tuye kuma elections. I think it's just about 8 months. So if we don't gather ourselves within these 8 months ababantu abanono amasoja abanono bakapokura abanono amajeje zabanono bakaratashani bala tuchimfya balando kobo kutira ti wa mini abali 4 ambire na umo so for Zambians takuri chimicha tupusha constitution abachinja takuri cha tupusha before ofweka na totera mama.
Thank you very much, Mamu. Thank you for good advice. He's saying it's up to you. Kutumwala la pa polling station kutumwalolela mpaka bapendanga mwavota alokola. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Mwamba.
Good evening.
Thank you. Mulenda na Bishop.
Mkwaiba Bishop, nuwa Bishop nani?
Mkwai, odon shaila ndeshina,
okay.
Bishop.
Okay, Bishop Landeni po.
Mkwai, I'm not only a bishop, I'm the chairman for the bishops in a certain organization.
Okay.
Where we meet a lot of bishops, pastors, and a lot of coordinators. So when we are having a meeting, over 10 provinces, not Kwatama coordinators, we are looking at who is on the ground. That is the first thing. And I can tell you a lot of pastors, more than 500, we have found that Wamundu Bile, every background, and more than 500 people are backing Wamundu Bile. So if you...
No, we'll just take your voice, my dear brother. Thank you very much, Bishop. Thank you. You're supporting BM. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name. Those that can't go through, just go to my page and make your contributions there. Yes, hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contributions.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, this is Jane. I'm calling from Livingston.
Jen, make your contribution.
Hello? Yeah, so my contribution goes towards the endorsement of Brian Mundubile.
Thank you very much. Jen from Livingston.
Honestly,
Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Honorable Mwamba, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. Mr. Fresh on the line. My vote goes to Makebi Zuru MZ. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Fresh Nyoani. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Mwamba.
Good evening.
Good evening, my fellow Zambian. This is Zephania calling from Lusaka.
Yes, Zephania.
You have asked a very good question, which Zambians are not getting. They are not responding. They have just concentrated on trying to say we are appointing this leader, endorsing this leader. The question you have asked Mwamba is very important for us because you are saying what are the consequences of the Bill 7 since it has been now come into law. I was going through Mwamba Article 51, where independent MPs, back then, according to Article 51 in the Constitution of Zambia, it used to give 2 months for independent when he wants to resign from a political party. Now, what they have done, they have make it easier for someone from UPND. It's more like UPND, they will feel more independent members of independent candidates so that they will have more numbers. That's their target, that they want to have more numbers in parliament so that it will be easier. They have weakened now the constitution. The constitution has been weakened. When you go through Article 51, many Zambians, let's read and understand so that we can defend this constitution. We must make sure that we encourage one another. Our campaign is let's use our vote to protect. Come 2026, we must protect our vote because UPND, you remember this one, so he was saying that independent members, they won't have time. But now they have been given. The new constitution says that you can resign today. Upon nomination, you are given, you can be adopted as the independent candidate, which is very dangerous. So meaning they've got money, they are going to use money to adopt men so that they can have more members in the parliament and the parliament will be weak. So this is where now we need to protect. When we see a member, an independent member, we must find out where is he coming from? He's coming from UPND. Don't vote for them. Let's vote for opposition so that we have the members. So this is the target. They have weakened at Article 51. This is what I wanted just to remind the Zambians that let's talk about the constitution. The constitution has been weakened. It's not that it has been strengthened. No. Tomorrow I'll also talk about mixed member preposition, how dangerous it is also. Thank you very much, Mwamba.
Thank you, Zephania. Thank you. Thank you. Zephania has given some good insights. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, this is Kapia calling from Chicago.
Hey, Kapia, make your contributions.
Honorable, where we are now, only God is going to liberate Mother Zambia. And this can only happen through Makebi Zulu, who is so loyal to the country, to everyone. He's the only person who can liberate Mother Zambia.
Thank you, Kapia. Thank you very much.
That is my greatest prayer. He's the only person who is so loyal to all Zambians.
Thank you, my dear sister.
Honorable Mwamba, let me give you this example. Okay, you are fighting for something and you decided not to go there to go and fight. Are you really fighting for that? Or you are telling that that thing they did of absconding to go to the parliament and vote for that bill kushinga Zambians ubufi kufika na kulast ukukana yako. It wasn't a solution. It was a clear picture to show that they wanted it to pass. If they never wanted it to pass, they were supposed to go there and fight it.
Okay, thank you, Kapia. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Emmanuel.
Good evening.
Dr. K calling you from Lusaka.
Dr. K, make your contributions.
Yes, Emmanuel. Number one, we have been betrayed by those MPs that did not voted yes for Bill 7, and now it is law, and we have to wait for the consequences of what happens. Secondly, I think we have been calling for unity in the opposition. Until we unite, we cannot fight, we cannot remove this government. So we need to unite as opposition. Then thirdly, we have seen that some MPs have been fired by the acting president, given Linda. And I think what that means is, I think we need to support that decision, because that is the party leadership. And we need to make sure that all those MPs that betrayed us should not be adopted by the opposition. And we need to make sure that we protect the vote. So, by Emmanuel, we have our voters' card. We are ready to make sure that we spend time on the polling station. If it means cooking
Ngamwavota pa 17th pa 17:30 kubwela you come and protect your vote. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Zambia.
Thank you, my brother.
Just allow me to say a word over my candidate, then I mention the candidate.
My brother, mwabwela futi mrefu kushita break ama rules. Landeni, tumi umfwe landeni.
Thank you so much. I didn't get you at first. That's why I've come back. Thank you, Ambassador. What I'm saying is, what I've seen in my candidate that is the humble leader. At the same time, is a mature leader. Is a selfless leader and a servant leader. And that's why I am supporting my candidate, CCH Chitaluchilufia, Ambassador. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello. Mwebe nakabwe. Hello. Uh-oh. Hello. Hello. I've been forced to cut the line, sorry. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Mwabwela futi.
Aparomba ndenda pacharo ba Ambassador. Ya simulera nda polili kankara sana so keti ndali ko anoposa. Ambassador pali protection ya election protection na pela imwe ichipuna. Ambassador kuranda kamuchikile na muchinga. Gachakwe batamwibimbiremo. Awe tukabamu bwafya tukalirira imwe. Necho tingamirira namukwataka party ya kwamba movement. Ishira mwingambira movement wa Ambassador pa platform pano hapa. mwalishwa n'abantu abatuma okulingana n'okutemwa Zambia. Bara abantu ba ambassador babuleni privately kitenda bena communicate. Buleni amano mwakwata mubapere. Amavolunteer bengi tibasitashani tibayiperesha. Aishenye okubuusta introduce movement ya election protection wa ambassador na papa tatapali abantu bambi. Ngachakwe bachichira chambako mwiro wamba panono. Naba kwisa joina na bena bakashitashani bakajoina. What invest to change tapa platform yenu umone movement yofo ingamba.
Thank you Bamukongo.
Abantu bena barabomba akasuba n'obushiku. Nenshira babombera mu ngamwa stop zeo. Baraba mwenyo guteko bwa wata abantu bamboko bapata. Tina pera example pali uri ati CR1 wali rombere n'obwerero kuri ba LCAO. Kweba tumuli bakaere mumberere ko rusi. So bamono kweba tama elections yes kunta jara onaika. Bali muwina CR1. Ba Frank wali abali ishire baleranda pali grafu. Ba Frank wali bali kwisa yonze ara my election. Bali bawina. Bachirusha tayari teko bachikusa bayira. Na boy bena bora na fire muneka kwata firi important. As long as wale onaora my elections. No mbai fonga to aikara to protect my election. Fure to protect my elections kwambira pa grassroots ambassador to afweni to weekend komunshira. Efe movement yoba ambassador to aipokerera. Tuma ma private cause kubantu aba pali abantu abenga bomba na alishi pa platform hapa. Ngama babika mwechumwero kuma kuri mwabeba movement ofo ingaya panono chira province movement ila ikaya fimbite strande fingi nipa media but tontonga leni po ambassador ili ashiri na mitulira.
Thank you very much my dear brother. Thank you. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Mkwai Barshani School.
Aho turife kulino ambassador ndi muntu wenu lyonse nine bazo bazo kabwe kora wenu wa everyday nachirafu kubika ku sister wandiyo wa ku Chicago yo na ninjishwana kwata sana passion pali ba makebi zuru abetire sana ba use pamo ma chirafu kwa sister wandiyo kwebati no ila bill ya linarity. And there was no need to taking a participate could be illegal participate to parliament. The best way to do dealing with the narrative is to stay away so that you are not caught in the same way to say now you are participating in illegality. So going there shows that you are also participating processing that narrative.
Thank you, Bazo. Thank you very much.
Let me conclude.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Let me conclude by saying I want to give credit to Bamundubire for the step that he took by making sure that those 22 MPs were held back. Let's ngavonsengo fuwa chirama presidential candidate to manage no 3 or 4 or 5. You know, stamp bill 7 in the today. So let's also give credit to that man.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Ambassador Chongolo ne
Bamlenga, Landeni po.
So in a part, actually, Ninte Morero stance Musende, whereby at least the big chunk of our discussion, Ibe Pachalo, and now we're going to protect the vote camp 2026. Ambassador Dandelo Mbako Kubeka na Charo ine. I think either Shitama candidate to be oversight. Let's look at the aggregate to go. What is it that we need to protect? Like someone mentioned that the constitution already now apoka. What do we have? And then we fight for a good cause. Now, sound I think I'm going to arrest opposition members. So if we are not going to unite, At the end of the day, and we have nothing to fight with. So it's only I think just imagine camps with big numbers. They they go live and speak about something like in one voice. How many people are going to get the voice? Instead of dividing them, they will bring them together. So let's come together and fight the bigger thing that we have. Voter protection, very important. We just have ourselves to ensure that we fight these people. Otherwise, the people that we are fronting. So for all to I got the woman Maseru, Chaban if you're Palasti to go and wash out and chapwa into Chala Chapa Fiona Cafions. That's what Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Azuved, if you wish to vote and you can't get through, just go to my page and register your voter. And this caller is right. I have to get a date in which we have to plan and discuss vote protection. How do we protect the vote? Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah. Mwamba.
Mkwai.
Yeah. So, for starters, Bill 7 is water under the bridge. Yali pita na tulaveko. Lero tuilila sana. We scored some successes. Through our collective resistance, 50% plus 1, taifuminepo. Running mate close, taifuminepo. Naidea extension of term limit tamuli. So let's celebrate our successes. We could have failed in other areas, but apopena tualiru ishana Chilefaika unit. Movie apangile ba acting president Baruvinda. I think it wasn't a good movie which takes expel by abantu. Those people erred and we condemn their action in the strongest term. But just going to the expulsion, it will further weaken the opposition. But let's just focus on mobilizing. Nakapwana 2026, it's ours to lose. The Kentuombele Chapamo, we bring unity and we front a candidate. Shisumi in effect, we need to identify a candidate. I've come anonymous so that I can endorse. In my endorsement, and I like to endorse my Prime Minister.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yes, this is Mama T. Good evening, Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba.
Mama T, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. How are you, Ambassador?
Very well, my dear sister.
We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mama.
Let me make a contribution. You know, for me, I want to agree with Given Lubinda. What Given Lubinda did is just okay. We cannot be working with traitors. It's good to expel them. And this is another way for Zambian people to see what kind of people HH are. Because if those people are expelled from the party, we are supposed to have a by-election. You see how biased Akainde can be with his group. Because we are having unnecessary by-election in Chawama there. Is it necessary for us to have that by-election when we know very well that Tasila was not in parliament because she is mourning the father? The funeral which Akainde has made us not to bury our former head of state because of his stubbornness. So, given Lubinda Badich Tafia, we know what to expel our land. If Akainde really is ruling by the rule of law, let's have by-elections for 30 people who have been expelled. That Chaminga, who is masquerading himself as the president of PF. Which PF? It is him alone. He's just alone. He's a president by himself. We see Hakainde Hichilema. Because we know very well that Hakainde Hichilema and Chaminga, they are working together to destroy the PF. But one thing that they don't know is that Hakainde Hichilema's opposition is the Zambian people. So I want to appeal to our leaders. Let's sit down let's make sure that we find a solution. Let's leave Chalinga with the PF with his papers. Ask the people, ask the real PF, the real Greens. We know where we belong. And if they tell us to say, no, we are going with this, we'll go with that. We know the Green, whether they like it or not, whether you like it or not. PF will be on the ballot paper in a way that you will not even understand. You cried for Bill 7. You have been given Bill 7. You signed it yesterday. It has turned into law. But I'll tell you one thing, my dear Akainde. A failure will always be a failure. You've failed for 4 years, Akainde Ichilema. And what will Bill 7 help you with? People of Zambia have already made up their minds. We don't want you. We've seen what kind of a leader that you are. So next year, my dear Akainde Ichilema ni you.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you, Mama T. Thank you, Mama
Thank
T.
you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good afternoon, Ambassador.
Good afternoon.
I will remain anonymous.
Yes, and yes.
Mwamba, I'm not going to endorse anyone. I'm just calling to register my disappointment with the opposition. I think the opposition are the ones who are even making us reach this far with what the UPND government is doing. Mwamba, we have been asking them to unite because the reason is we have seen we have seen what has happened today. Cornelius Mwetwa, the government spokesperson, is the one who went to defy Lubinda's expulsion of those MPs. In what capacity was he speaking? This is just showing a lot of things that we have been saying. I think we already have a dictator, but the opposition still can't see it. We have given them time to sit down and come up with a candidate and just give the Zambians, because Zambians are ready. They do not want the government which is there to continue, but it's like never fidwa. So can we just ask them to say Nganaba Fidwa? I think Abatabalefo Kubomba with other people. Can they just come out in the open and say, I'm not going to work for you, so that people will just decide on their own which candidate we want? I think Padi Noshta, we should even just stop saying let them allow us, the people, to choose who we want. In the open, because we cannot still be here where Bakumana, next thing at someone has walked out. Someone, are you serious? Do you care about the nation? We already saw what happened in Parliament, where MPs were allegedly paid. And do they care about Zambia? No, they care about themselves. So why should we still continue? So let them just come out in the open and say, if but then from there we can choose a leader and move forward. You have said a lot of things. But we need people in each and every polling station. No one party is going to manage to have people in each and every polling station to monitor those results. We need to come as one. That is why we're asking for a united front, because this fight is bigger than everyone. So by opposition, please, we are begging you, just come out. Those who do not want to work with others, so that we know we work with our we choose our leader, because Zambians. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that advice. I think I've got callers waiting. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, contribute ukuchita protect amaboti, which is so important. Lero from the popular bafuire bachita mobilize to reach to the people. Abantu bafuire bachita educate. Ifufwe ma common people. Bafuire bachita educate. So bafuire na bakwata ama timu yakwe that they reach people even in the remote areas so that they can actually train them how to protect the vote. But if you talk about tolerance, to protect the vote, abantu bafuire baishi babarabene bavota ifwe bene ifwe. Ero nama opposition yonze bafuire baikatana bonse nga baleko bati bakisi mwine inkondo bantu bengi sana bale willing okuba ba president but bafuire baikatana fyo bonse not only ba PF veka chile mna kwa PF veka tabakwete sana makakulo ma problems yo bale bitamu fintu fuma na chafa fyo kulanda tukufile Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
I'm Vigo Ngoma, calling from Marambo constituency, Eastern Province.
Yes, my brother.
Yes. Ile mfumo wa dinga kwa issue la ya Bill 7 yamene inapita. Otherwise, like Parisha Bill 7, we lost it as opposition just because, like in the patriotic front, so far we are not united 100%. So, if all 12 aspiring candidates in the patriotic front at least managed to have at least maybe 3 or 4 MPs following them. And they not Tandiza, whereby only Munduire managed to have about 22 MPs. So for 22 MPs, Wajawana Kwanisa to stay away. Number in a chair. Awinangu, wanaenda without the citizen when wanaendera, whereby maybe our candidate wenangu swana Kwanisa holding up my MPs waguti U7 is up. So, I give credit to Munduire, and Munduire is our unifier. At least we managed to hold about 22 MPs.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller.
Yes, this is Daniel calling from Monzia.
Yes, Daniel.
Yes. I just want to talk about 4 things actually. Yeah. Yes. Finger pointing won't help us. Indeed, that's true. Finger pointing to say, oh, this one voted for that one voted for this. Yeah, it won't help. But as a country, we have to talk about these things and know what kind of MPs do we have in the country. You know. When we are going to hide this topic of who voted for Bill 7, we hide it. We are not going to know exactly who voted, what kind of MPs do we have in our country, what kind of MPs do we have, are we dealing with? And also, number 2 thing is that why the parliament is not releasing the list for those who voted for Bill 7. Why? There is something here. There is something. There must be something.
Thank you very much, my brother.
They have a list for those who voted yes for Bill 7. They could have released the list, at least so that also as a country we know to say the MPs which voted for Bill 7 are these. The MPs who not voted for Bill 7 are these. So that we also know what kind of MPs do we have. Because trust me, Mr. Mwamba, if the list is not going to be out, then we can't trust anyone to say this one voted for Bill 7 or not. And those who stayed away from attending being in the parliament that day on Monday on 15th, it is a mistake. It was better off to vote and at least Yankala Kolo 131 could 10, at least not 131 to 2. it's not okay. And 3, if really the MPs agreed to say we are not going to vote anything, why is it that those 2 voted? And I'm giving flowers to Honorable Bino Mpuni. That one really standard and he spoken something. At least he made a difference. There was a difference. At least he defended than staying away home to say no. Me, because of I'm not in support of this bill, I won't go there. It's a mistake.
Thank you very much, my caller. Hello, my caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
Yeah. For me, Ambassador, I'll remain anonymous, and I'm going to speak to something that I think I'll make a request on your platform, where we identify certain people who can speak language, the 7 languages in Zambia, to at least try to unpack the amendment. I think is it the Bill 7.
It's now a law, Act number 13.
Yes, whatever act it is and all that. It would be good, Ambassador, if we looked for people who are very conversant with either Bemba, Tonga, Lozi, the 7 official languages that we have in Zambia. You can just bring them here and then you allow them to unpack it to the Zambians, because trust me, most people have not understood the implications of this Bill 7. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. Act number 13. I need to go back because trust me, I actually went off rail and I've just said I told myself it is done, it's done. But if you check, I think Zephaniah tried to explain something. I listened to his explanation, which was very good. If you've also seen this woman who comes today, she's here, today she's there, Laura Miti, she also tried to explain some things. You see, this is what we need, and this is what we needed to explain to the people of Zambia, so that as they are out there, they understand the implications of this law. If you check, Ambassador, I saw a woman dancing to say, Bill 7, can you? Then I'm like, do you really understand what it entails by allowing this bill to go through, which has now become a law? They don't understand. Some don't even know it exists and all that. So we need to understand and then tell them to say the people who understood what this law is and what it will do to the Zambian people are these people who voted yes to this. And these are the people that we are going to call for you and therefore should not even entertain them when they come to vote. Because we are going now to the next phase where we are saying we need now to vote these people out. Because, Ambassador, if at all you listened to my submission on your platform, I kept on telling the Zambian people, I told them that in everything that we've remained with, the only thing we are hanging on to is the Constitution. Should the Constitution change, then we are doomed. Right now, we are at the point where we can say we are doomed because that was the only thing that was protecting us. HH couldn't do most of the things because he knew and understood, despite even him not actually following even the judgments that have been coming out. I'll give an example of even that judgment that came out on the illegality and unconstitution of this Bill 7 and all that. Look at the contempt of court that Mkandila actually tried to do and serve on the parliament. They literally did not follow the rules. So, despite them not following that, they knew the implications of not changing that. But now that they've changed, we are actually at a point where the only thing that will save us as Zambians is the vote. And therefore, the importance of ensuring that we protect the vote. And by having a person who is loyal, that has integrity, who cannot be bought. And that is Makebi Zulu. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and make your contribution.
And then I'm calling from Coppergate.
Yes, my sister.
Mwamba, first I'll start for Bill 7. Bill 7, they said the MP will be 211.
Yes.
Now when they sign it's 286.
81.
81.
Yes.
Alobukuluku bwaife bubi sana. Bamwamba bakiri sana. Okutamba fe from the where they go. UPND tabalanda kwefika chinka. Nomba mwe bantu mwamu mwabikuti. Abama MP CDF taikumanyina. Ila bafenyi no. Baleta 11,000 kana constituency. Ishani uko taifika kono. Kunomba baka chitamanage kuli ama constituency baleta enge haya. Bachukue na toa chula mwenge. Sale sewa la tugira fi Bamwamba toa afweni. Bamwamba umuchushi kule pita mupangu kwa president tabako eteno mwenzo. Bala mukufunya fe bafu na mukoti baleta mukupungula bene beka bala sefya kulya kuimina chiwama tabasaka mene pona abantu kabili bayufya abavotere ba president abana abalapira nabamyangala kukaboyoyo shuwa okuya kusala ifo bakusalira wafikusala waisa fulfulunganya abantu abachitabe simbi watitaba kwatama mwe bantu mwe bale umfa kuyenza alesongenya amavoti akunye povuteko uko mufuna po muchichi bantu baminile pamaka yaminile pamaka okutetsa kuba chimulandepo tamukwetetse bakwetetse there's a number. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yes, hello, Mr. Mwamba. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Lisa calling from the United States.
Yes, Lisa.
Mwamba. Yes, I would like to contribute on Honorable Luinda. What he has done, it's a good thing to expel those MPs. Those are criminals. They've sold our party. They did not go there to speak for the people, but to speak for themselves. It's a very good thing he has done to expel them. And the other thing, Mr. Mwamba, the new government which is going to come in should introduce a law. We are in 2025, but we're still going backwards. There should be a law which will come up, Mr. Mwamba. These MPs and the president, if they're being found corrupted, Mr. Mwamba, they should be, expelled, and to try to, to ban even their generation until fourth generation. No one should work in government. No one should be MP for this Africa to change. Because I see African leaders don't want to change. African leaders don't want to change. MPs go and present themselves instead of going to present the people. There should be a law that if they find him corrupted, his generation will never enter the parliament or work in government. I'm sure that if that thing is being introduced, they will change. I think corruption will reduce in Africa. And for HH, you are saying that we shouldn't revenge the president, to former presidents. What HH is doing, are we not going to arrest him for violating the rule of law, Mr. Mwamba? Is he going to go away with that? So, that's what I wanted to contribute. HH needs to be arrested. And those MPs, if the government change, they need to be arrested because they violated the rule of law. Our constitution being violated in such a way, and is even proud of it. Mr. Mwamba, HH needs to be arrested. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. He needs to be arrested after August. That man needs to be questioned. And for the candidate I'm going for MZ8, Makebi Zulu. Maybe the youth can do something. Maybe the youth can change this corrupted generation. Because we are going into the same thing we don't want to change. That's what I wanted to contribute.
Thank you.
Thank you so
my
much.
dear sister. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
This is Bimoka from Rapla province.
Yes, Bimoka.
Yes, my contribution Bill 7 nalalanda kongefi. Bill 7 we are not clear of those who voted for Bill 7. Then I also heard that our acting president has expelled some MPs. So those MPs that have been expelled, the wording belong what the expel on that time. What they were supposed to do is to give them discipline. As this time to the Polina can quick katana so that you may defeat the ruling. Quick katana not to expel them, but to prepare discipline. Ngamona luma za family. Dr. Taruchufia, the was among those who voted for Bill 7, but he wasn't. At that time, but it voted. Now, what the Salman police. So that's why, no, I have to be united and work together.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
My name is Kathy. I'm calling you from within Lusaka.
Yes, Kathy.
Yes, so I just want to contribute on this, the Judas Iscariot, aka the MPs that voted for Bill 7. So what I want to say to my fellow Zambians, and I just want us to draw lessons from Judas Iscariot himself. Judas Iscariot she didn't be a pocket. He ended up committing suicide. Same applies to these MPs. She didn't be because abantu elesa abantu nga bakana ekintu abenkisana nishinalese fyakana. Then secondly, the love of money it leads to impaired judgment. Nga wamona fye mpia walafungana satani fye abafirionse abonfye mpia to lure people that are weak. Then the third thing that I'm going to encourage Zambians is that despite Judas Iscariot betraying his son, God's purpose was still fulfilled. So this is what is going to happen in Zambia. Echo twinga kuonkanya pofie kula pepesha. Ukupepesha tekwa kuleka. Hello, my preferred candidate is MZ8. Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, guys, we'll be closing now. We will be closing. I think we've gotten for today. You can continue. Go to my page and type in. Go to my page and type in whoever you think should be your candidate. Go in and type in there. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
My name is Mulenga. I'm calling you from California.
Yes, Mulenga. Make your contributions from California.
Mwamba, a lot of people have said the things that we want to, that a lot of Zambians would want to say today towards the opposition. The important thing that we need to look at, especially those who sympathize with the PF, is that as you look at the people that you want to flaunt as candidates, you also need to look at what those in power are preparing or how they are preparing to counter in case or if it happens that the PF comes back together. Because right now, they've managed to scatter the PF. And they'll try to keep the PF like that until elections. But wherever the PF is going to say this is the vehicle we're going to use, and whoever you're going to go with, you need to have in mind that those are going to counter. And so on that score already, for me, those guys we know have been saying, contracts. Already they will keep Mundubire in court and he will not be able to campaign. So for those that are calling for Mundubire, let's have that in our mind. we should try as much as possible to look at somebody who has no stain of anything that they would relate to corruption. And on that score, for me, that's why between Mundubile and Makebi Zulu, I would go for Makebi Zulu.
Thank you, Mulenga. Thank you.
But in the name of democracy, people should be led to decide who they want to go through. I thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you. Okay, we should be winding up. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Honorable. I'm calling from Zambia, Lusaka.
Yes, caller, please make your contribution.
My name is Christine.
Christine, make your contribution.
Therefore, we share first. We share each pani chini cha PF. Bakatupela na mutabakatupele. But the money na chintusha sana mumano because tekule amukula imina na manani kani ama opposition baninsu bambi ibe twalikuwa techpani chesu. Bushani state twimine fye twayo ko ati twayaluisha nani kali batu bwese techpani so that na ifetu ambo kulafe buno because PF tuli bengi sana. That's why twayandela pali BU7 ino ko ati nga twayimba bonse twaya kuya twayashita protest. Na kusha nani kana abe nabale vota ababanani ama MPs nga kuvota nga tabavote banje ilingi ne twalikuwa tamusana omwenso fwe bantu bantu folo twayimye twalea tulea mukufika kepali atwasesa nga amamotoka yabakapukola na bakapukola so twashanda ta nopatapali abantu abali mumonika apa at least navanga twasanga kwa abani so twingamba tona ivoti ntwambo kita protest abapeni banzi so ili ne twalikuwa chasana omwenso kwe Mazambia nze ndifunye po omwenso lesale twafwa tukuisha batu wese chechipani chesu because chabinga teteka tile fechipani fye ofine tufeto waika pamoja na mausamba pako watu tuleka tishanye bonse pamo batu wese chechipani nostre imina pama opposition ya mga kwisa ikachanya fye bonse nga batu wesha na fechipani chesu cha PF tufeto waisa ikachanya fye bonse pamo ba opposition nombele batu waisa tuwakasano bao since wa PF na pata president then twasenda kuna omiganike PF bawombela pona banani kani na Makebi Zulu. I think
thank you, my sister. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hi, my co-host. This is Apumulo from California.
My dear sister, my co-host, make your contributions.
Yes, I would just like to agree with the previous caller I just thought of how here in the United States, when the Black Lives Matter protest was going on, people camped at the White House, to get what they want. So I don't know what's stopping. In fact, this fight is not only about PF, it's about the entire abrogation and the suspension of the Constitution, the lawlessness that is being carried on by this government. So why can't Zambians do a similar protest? High Court until we chipani vachwesha or State House. Desperate times require desperate measures. We know this is illegal. We don't know why the government and Chavinga are holding on to PF. It's just sad. That's all I wanted to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Mwamba wentungulusi mulishani mkwali.
Yondi fye bwino.
Ni wala meki awa wentunga kumusumbu wako babe oti.
Kwa wala meki.
Awe ba mwamba mwandini ibiu. Awe mwandini wapa awe ba MP watu wala ku parliament mwandini. Watu peterera. Ela warubinde chintu bachita. Aba tete chintu chikala masani chele tsuma. Ukutafya bala bonse. Ala Mwamba mwandini ubu kutura kuntashu kuwasha kutura pokerera aka twakulalanda ngwatulanda fineto mwisumeko naperera abapene ba Mwamba mombe we.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mwamba Mlishana. This is Nyangwe Dani.
Yes, my dear brother.
Mwamba, there are two things that I just want to highlight. Muneni Mwamba, the danger where we are in today. If was that bill being signed as a national bill or UPND bill? You can see that that's a UPND bill. It's not a national bill. More reason why we should have bashed that. Because if it was a national bill, Mwamba, all Zambians were going to celebrate and they were going to go Kuliaku Conference Center. But all we saw was UPND cadres celebrating. So how do you force a bill which is not supported by all Zambians? Then my second point, Mwamba, is what people should understand is the judicial system in Zambia is collapsed. They will, even if people went to protest High Court to say we want to be given PF, the issues is under the law that cannot happen. So we are looking at time. The time is not with us, but the time is with Zambian people to say let's unite and vote for someone who's going to bring sanity back to the country. Because yes, also you know PF is under State House. So are you going to be fighting someone? Because with him, he wants PF to be fighting among themselves, and for him it's A price. But what we can organize ourselves, let's go behind this person. Whether you are under SP, whether you are under these other political parties, the more you unite, the bigger the force. The more you are divided, the more you are making the Mingala to king to be happy. So my call is for all Zambians. Let's all unite and bring sanity back to Zambia through our second independence.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Fine, thank you. I'm calling within Zambia. My advice goes to my fellow PF family. Yeah, looking at the situation and what that has been happening, I just want to give advice to my family to say it's better for us to look at the person who has the majority support. So I've observed that other people want PM, other people want Makebi Zulu and the others. But the thing is, we have to look at someone who's got popularity, who's got support, grassroots support. That's what we are talking about. I did my own investigations. My own investigation, the grassroots that I have, is showing me that the one who has got support is PM. But the problem that I'm seeing now is that the people are supporting, there's a group of people that is supporting Makebi Zulu who doesn't have support, the grassroots support. This is one way of killing our party. We are killing our party slowly without realizing. Because it's like what I've observed in our party, Green Party, is that there's too much jealous for PM Mundwi. That's what I've observed. There is jealous for him. And because of that, we are killing ourselves slowly. UPN is just laughing at us. They are laughing at us. And this is very wrong. As much as we don't have a leader, but because our leader, Edgar Lungu, died, leaving us hanging like that. But there's someone who's got potential. And the person with potential that people are looking forward at least to stabilize this party is PM.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, my name is Justin Lombe from Zambia.
Yes, Justin.
Central Province. Yeah, just like what my sister was saying, I think I can contribute. I've heard the conversation, and my contribution is simple. Me, I think I'm going for Chitaluchirufia. Yeah, I've seen, Kabwe, but I've seen how this man has worked.
I've seen how he worked during COVID. I've seen how he worked during the time that the health centers were being built in Zambia during that time, massive infrastructure by the PF. So I think I can support this man. But I don't care. I know I'm PF and everyone will. But I think my choice is Luchirufia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Patrick calling from Makiani.
Yes, Patrick.
Yeah. Yes, I want to contribute on the consequences of Bill 7, as most of it that has been said, like you put it, looking at the consequences that we are going to face, and also the selective application of the law that has been put across, like we witnessed today of those lectures that we are protesting at the university. If we see how unfair, if it was on the side of UPND, or if those lecturers were giving solidarity to like the Bill 7, like what we saw yesterday from the students that were marching to the Bill, to the signing of the Bill 7 at the Mulungush Conference Center, those people would have been let go of or to be marching in the streets. But it's because it's something that is addressing their grievances. They were confined within the university, and the police were all over. But on the other side, we see the opposite. We even see the same police officers. That number could have been enough to escort those people to State House if they were too much. You see, so when it is favoring the UPND, it is another story. But if it is not favoring the UPND, it is a party practice to do. So another encouragement that I want to give to the people of Zambia: let us not lose hope. We have this country in our hands, and the elections that are coming, we should not be discouraged that PF political party has been taken from us, so we must lose hope. No, let us not lose hope. We have this opportunity to redeem ourselves, to unite and identify which one leader that we are going to support wholly, regardless of where you belong as a political party. But if we identify, like for example, we have so many structures in the Patriotic Front. If we can choose a leader between all those that are supporting Brian Munduwire, whoever we come up with, we should all unite and come up with a strategy on how we are going to support, regardless of other small political parties. Let's all rise up and vote for this one candidate that we are sure of that is going to carry the day come 2026 elections. So that is my encouragement to each and everyone that is losing hope. And for the party, they might take away the Patriotic Front party. Those are just papers that they have taken. They haven't taken the voters. They haven't taken the structures and all those that are sympathizers for Patriotic Front. And not only that, there are other people that are neutral. When they identify, they know that, okay, this is the right candidate that we are going to go with. They are going to support that same candidate. So we shouldn't lose hope and give up on this. We just have to rise up to the occasion and make sure each and everyone's vote counts, regardless of who we are going to vote. Some of us, we are supporting the other candidate. Some of other people, each one has their preferred candidate. But it is very important that we all unite at the end of it, because what we want is to take away the power from this tyrant. So, like for me, the one that I'm supporting, the one that I'm backing, looking at the track record, because others have got some cases that are pending, and it will be very difficult. They might counter. So, like for me, I go for Makebi. Thank you very much.
Oh, I think the break is on. Let me, yeah. Okay, we'll be closing, and it will be off for the day. We'll be closing. We will be closing. Let me just pick this call. I'm picking the last two calls. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Honorable Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
I would like to remain anonymous.
Yes, anonymous.
Yes, to start with, I wish to say that regarding Bill 7, the problem with the UPND, they are thinking that like they are wise, they are intelligent, they are smarter than every Zambian, and they don't know that the law, the very law they've enacted, may turn against them in the future. Because we are all fall under the law, and they will never be able to remain in power forever. I want them to think twice to say, if this very law was going to be would be applied on them in the future, would they complain? You see that? So we need not to be selfish when we are enacting laws. We need to think about the future. We need to think about where we are coming from, not what they've done. What they've done is totally wrong. It's totally wicked. That is issue number one. Then the other issue that I think most of the people are blind to, I don't know why we look for leaders beyond and elsewhere. For me, my leader of choice, or the person I would like to stand against it is yourself, Honorable Mwamba. The reason is simple. First of all, you are a reservoir of the political memory of Zambia. You see what I mean? You have so much experience. You know how to interact with people. Look at this program, how you are bringing us together. You have given us a voice. I don't know why we are looking beyond. We are looking for this, we are looking for that. Look at the understanding that you have regarding diplomatic relations. That is excellent. The way you handle yourself, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. People are saying we need somebody who is clean. I mean, I've never heard of anything against you where people have said this and that. Even in these the issues that you have had before the courts of law are just made up by UPND. How can you fight against so many people and then you even assault one police officer? It's not there. We all know that it's all a lie against you. So, for me, you are my choice, and I would want people to even give that consideration. I hope everybody is listening, and let's think critically. I'm looking in terms of, for example, of Vasada. We took too long for us to make him president. So I don't know why we are taking too long for us to make people like you to be president. People who understand how the system runs. People who understand how to do politics in a smart way, without partiality, without being greedy, selfish, and all that. So that's what I would like to contribute.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I'm taking the last cause. We were hearing from you today, and if you can't go through, just go to my page and make your views there. It will help, because then I can catch up on those views and check what you are saying. Yes, caller.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Yo twawomba muntu wandi.
Yamukwaye. Awe inokubika kufumulanda wa Mwamba. What us who have given up. Na friend to the focus in verse 1 and to anaka. Tofauti wanakaba Mwamba. Tilafanya fili ba UPND ati bachilwaista act kwati bali mu opposition. Na PF na bena batu kuna shabati kwati bali bachili mu government. Abantu bo tulechetekera mu achao batu pususha ba PF. Na bena ofwelesta act na fina nafti papusha bonzi. Cause they expect that abantu abturura ko. Everybody busy na infighting na bena bonzi bali for our president. Twafika okusala omuntu umwe ingemi na sure. Now tapusha sana bena fubalista cause abantu bakutupusha na bena futhi sana naba kulwana bena futhi. Ikale nfepa munga ba PF umsali omuntu umwathi nyo yuwala iminina. Bonse tuishi bati nyo. Ombe akusa chu uyu alifo kwa president no uyu alifo kwa president na chupa wana chema.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Ambassador, good evening.
Hey, good evening.
This is me. I'm calling you from the Copper.
Yes, my brother.
Ambassador, what's your name for the you said too much stuff for the various program anymore. You can stuff address the status of PF and before the year ends. What do we do? What happened to PF? Specifically, you know what the title is. I think I'll be what happened? Are we going to come up with a new party or what?
Thank you, my brother. I think we'll consider that. That's a brilliant proposal. We will consider that. Hello, caller.
Yes, Mr. Mwamba, I'm sorry. It's me again, Lisa. I just wanted to correct the lady who just called, saying that we hate Mr. Mundubile. No, my sister. No one hates Mr. Mundubile. Mr. Mundubile was given a duty to go and take care of our MPs in Parliament. But look at what the MPs have done, which means his leadership was a fail. If it's here in the United States, he was going to withdraw his candidates. Mr. Mundubile is not capable of taking care of Zambia if he has failed in Parliament. No one hates him. No one hates him at all. So he shouldn't try to bring confusion among the PF. And if you see the surrounding of Mr. Mundubile, a lot of people there, they're corrupted. One, I will mention Mr. Davis Wheeler. We are here today because of that man.
Oh, my sister, Tuyoko. Iwapo program tulakanye efyo. Ao nakalianka shia njingafwako. Njafwako.
You know, there's a state. Okay, sorry, Mr. Mwamba.
Yeah, please, just help the program and standards. Just speak about your candidate. Let's not speak about other candidates.
Yes, Mr. Mwamba. You know why I've called? I've called because she's saying that we hate their candidate. No one is hating us.
I think I've allowed you to make that clarification, and you've made it very clear.
Sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Thank you.
that lady shouldn't try to bring confusion among the PF.
Yeah.
You know, even here in the United States, we do politics. This one stands for Republicans, and this one stands for Democratic. So he shouldn't try to say that we hate his. No one hates his candidate. He has failed. For me, he has to withdraw his candidates because he has failed in Parliament.
Thank you, my dear sister. You've made your point very clear. Okay, guys, we'll be closing the program. Continue to vote on my page. Continue to have your say. It's very busy. Propose your candidate that I should consider later. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from Zambia.
Thank you very much. Make your contribution.
Yes, Mwamba. Kuli abantu bamabalirando kwebato unakwata support from the structures. Utakweta abantu takweta support from the structures. But my thinking is this is the best way of choosing the candidate because mass structures somebody is able to influence abantu mass structures. No kweba to support in this way. But in this way, according from all over the world to support the candidate of their choice. So I think this is the best way of choosing the candidate. And my candidate goes to MZ8.
Thank you very much. All those that wish to, if you didn't go through, just go and type on my page. I am going to look at your vote, so do not despair. If you didn't go through, please just go to my page and make your contribution. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mwamba.
Mkwai.
I want to make the last remark. Yeah, I have quoted something for you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I have quoted something for you because I have seen that you are very tired, and at times we need to encourage you. Yeah. I want to read something out to you. I hope everyone could also maybe get what I'm going to read out for you.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to talk about Saint Francis of Assisi. So, who was Saint Francis? He was the son of a wealthy Italian merchant who renounced his privileged life for radical poverty and devotion, founding the Franciscan order and inspiring the poor, clerics or ladies. Francis always lived with a bleeding heart to see the poverty, anguish, and poverty of so many. And since he could not stand the situation of seeing others suffering, he began to embrace a life of poverty and charity. His father, a wealth merchant named Pietro Benadon, became furious and chained him in a small storeroom. So one day, the father was away. His mother freed him from his chains. Following that, Francis was brought before the bishops of Assisi, where he publicly renounced his wealth father and his inheritance by stripping off all his clothes, by declaring that our Father who art in heaven was his only from then onward. And so, Bamwamba, what I'm trying to say is, you, Bamwamba, your life is so wealth, your bleeding heart is what has put you there to be the voice of the voiceless. Never you give up. Carry on, even in the future, even in difficult times, carry on doing this. I wish you all the best, and I hope you are going to have a pleasant Christmas with your family. Thank you, Bamwamba.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. Thank you. At least someone remembered and encouraged me. Look, the Lord is gracious. Yeah, the Lord is gracious and compassionate. And, He shall carry us, and He knows the end from the beginning. He knows the state of our country. But there's something you need to do yourself in light of the danger. So you can't just abandon it to prayer alone. Yes, let us pray, let us strengthen one another, but also let us do what we need to do as citizens. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Charles from Chingon.
Yes, Charles.
Yes, the lady from the US, what she's saying, trying to defend that they are not attacking Mr. Munduvile. Yes, they are, and what she's saying is confirming that they are attacking Mr. Munduvile. Let the playing field be level so that we choose the person who is best. Not that, they should be saying Mr. Munduvile is doing this and this and this. Everyone in the PF, all the leaderships, they failed to control their MPs. It's not Mr. Munduvile who failed, it's everyone. It should be a collective responsibility, not centered on one person. So if the PF failed, meaning Mr. Makebi Zulu, Mr. Munduvile, everyone in the PF failed. It's not Mr. Munduvile alone.
Thank you. So when you worry, we put our trust in the Lord. The Lord encourages us to put all our worries and cares to Him. But I'm urging you should not abandon your civic duty I am urging you, you should register as a voter. No one will change that country other than yourself. The registration is closed. For example, when voting, you should guard your vote. No one is going to secure that vote. It can be stolen. So when I express these concerns is that I understand the electoral system and I understand how it can be manipulated. And I'm encouraging you. Of course, we need prayer. Prayer sustains us. Prayer keeps us. The Lord protects us from all these attacks and the machinations of an evil one. But if you read the Bible throughout, there are many things that the saints had to do themselves. In some cases, they had to live. In some cases, they had to fight. In some cases, they had to go to war. You just can't sit that the Lord will do it. Yes, the Lord will strengthen you. He will do it, yes, but what are you doing? Mshengo linensala taukwete fyakulya tuwaikala fyatile sala leta. Will he drop manna? Yes, he did drop manna, but will he? There's something you need to do. You might need to step out and work. You might need to do this so that the Lord then can multiply your effort. That's my message today. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Mwamba. I'll be very quick. For me, I just want to say
Continue, my brother.
When you are playing a match like football, and there are rules and there's a referee, and it's very clear that the referee is not fair, and it's a rough game, you don't expect to be playing following those rules because it can't work, and this is what is happening now. The judiciary is lost. The executive obviously wants to do whatever it wants to do, and the legislature, we can see that MPs are compromised. So what I'm going to say is we need someone who is extremely strong, and that's why people are maybe condemning Munduvira. He's a very good leader in my view. But what is happening is he has failed to be a leader, because look at what Mao Sampa was doing, and at some point he was even clapping that Mao Sampa came back. But you can't trust people like that. So for me, he's not really a good leader in a situation where we are. And in my view, I would think that we may need to support people like Fred Membe, who may be able to play in a rough game like this, and maybe have a running mate like Makebi Zulu or any of these other leaders. But those MPs that abandoned us and betrayed us, obviously they shouldn't even be on the list of those leaders to be chosen, like Chitaluchi Lufia, like Christopher Kangombe. Those are definitely out. So in my view, let's pick people who are strong, who can play this game. And we don't expect to be playing by the rules all the time, because it's not going to work, definitely. Yeah, so in my view, thanks for the opportunity, but let's try to brace ourselves, because anything can happen. If Bill 7 got through, and it's law now, what is going to stop them to say we're not even having elections? We may not even have elections in the first place, because who would stop them? So I think it's a responsibility for all of us to play our role, like you are saying. We should pray, yes, but we should play our roles, different roles, so that we bring this country back. Because like this, they'll be spending all the money all the time in trying to prevent people from becoming leaders or getting in those positions. And that's why we have load shedding. That's why our economy is in shambles, because they're taking all the time trying to sustain their stay. But time is running out. So as we go to 2026, let's try to do what those people did before 1964. Let's try to do what people did in 1990, 1991. And let's try to do what people did in 2011. So I think for me, those are my ways. We can't play a game as if it's as usual or the way things should be.
You, Ambassador Mwamba, you are there because of what has happened. If you were here, you would have been in Chimboka, or we should have been maybe in Kabwe, in Nkobeko. Where is Chilufya Tayari? Where are all these other people? And some of the people are not even here alive now. So let's try to do whatever we can to bring this country back. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm taking the last two callers finally so that we close and we... Hello, caller. You are my second last caller.
Thank you, Ambassador. I'll wait.
Yeah, please speak. You are already live.
Ambassador, thank you very much. My contribution is that it's an appeal. Can you allow another program where we can put up an issue on the protection of the votes?
Yes, I think maybe it's a program we should speak on Monday. I think it's very cardinal that our people know what we are dealing with.
It's very, very cardinal because on this platform we are talking, and we need also to talk about the Bill of Rights. The opposition will have no platform to campaign. And I concur with the other caller who came in, who said, can you, Ambassador, please bring in people who can interpret Bill 7 in our local languages so that people understand. You get my point, Ambassador?
Yes. Like the two that the parliament will grow to 281.
81. People are just clapping for nothing. They don't know the implications of it. Here on your platform, we are speaking English. One or two people will come and speak in local languages and that. Okay? But we need to have people who can interpret on your program. There are a lot of followers who are following you, Ambassador. Believe you me. But they do not understand the gist behind this. Now it's called the Act number 13. So if we can interpret it in our local languages, and let's advocate for the Bill of Rights. From 2021, no political party has had a campaign, a public rally. So everybody within the constituencies all over this country, all they hear is about what this government is doing. But none of them are able to hear what the opposition is trying to tell them.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you. So for all those that were voting on my page, I will go to the page. So go continue to vote there. Let me see who you think should make it. I know most of the callers, I think there's anxiety around the PF, and they're just focused on the candidates in the PF, like between Brian Munduvile, Makebi Zulu, and Honorable Given Lubinda. But cast wide, I have cast wide beyond the PF. We want to see who could help lead the country. So go there. There are other candidates, even those that have not listed. Go and vote there. Go and vote. And the people can see it's an open process. And all the candidates and their followers can see. So it's very, very important that you go to my page and just key in who you think can replace, can fight, challenge President Hichilema. And just go to that page, my page. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Tell us your name. You are the last caller now. Hello, caller. You are the last caller. Please make your contribution. Hello, caller. Oh, my God.
Hello?
Yes, caller.
Yes. Yes, I'm calling to contribute to the program.
Yes, please make your contribution.
Yes, my contribution is that I want to ask the callers, before the voting on the Bill 7, the PF leadership instructed that the MPs should not go to parliament, which they did. They obeyed, they were not going to parliament, some of them. But why should it be now that you start blaming others that didn't go to parliament and say, no, they failed because they didn't go to parliament to vote no. I think it's unfair. That's my contribution.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Although it was an instruction that you shouldn't go to parliament, you should stay away. And they obeyed. So now to come back and start saying they made a mistake of going to parliament, they failed and whatever, I think that is really unfair.
Thank you. Thank you. That was our last caller. Thank you very much, Mwamba Kwalisa. Thank you for your call. Let me just make a small summary. As we close for the weekend. It's like I've locked myself out of the program. Where am I? Where is my picture? So that we can close in this program.
Malaiti na lelo kulibe fertilizer farmasa kwanisa.
Okay, so today I think what was fundamental is to lay out the dangers that this Bill 7, which has evolved to Act number 13 of 2025, is to our democracy, our rule of law, and our, opportunity to have free, fair, and credible elections. All those have been threatened by this bill. For example, our parliament has been expanded from 165 to 281. And also the inherent power that has been given to the president, where he can prologue parliament, he can recall parliament, there are many things that have been done. And one caller said we should spend time to teach our people the dangers of this Bill 7, that is now Act number 13 of 2025. Another matter I spoke about passionately is the credibility of securing your vote. How sure are you that when you vote, that your vote will be counted? How sure are you that the Electoral Commission of Zambia will not manipulate your result, or they will ignore your results and answer other things? What about these proposals they have that they want to deploy electronic voting? Are you concerned about all this because you have an Electoral Commission that is not credible, that is partisan, that is a whip for the president? Just like Parliament is, you saw the Speaker dancing in Parliament, making symbols of UPND. And when the president was signing the law, he was celebrating her. We are living in extremely dangerous times. What happened yesterday is what I am calling a day of infamy. It's a day when we allowed lawlessness to become law, when we allowed illegality to become legal. An illegal process cannot birth a legal process. What happened yesterday is something that will haunt us for many years. But there is a civic duty. Many of you are saying, let us pray. Yes, let us pray. Let us form those cell groups of praying for our country, that the Lord shows up in a big way. The Lord should show up. But unfortunately, there's something you ought to do yourself. Are you a registered voter? And when you vote, can you secure? Can you wait after you vote? Can you go back to the polling station at 17:30 and ensure that your vote is counted? Can you ensure that you hold those electoral officers to account? That is a duty you have to pray. As we pray for peace for our country, as we pray for your safety, unfortunately, we have to secure that vote. And at the moment, that vote is not secure. I demonstrated how the UPND have been behaving in the last few elections, where they just remain alone and UPND thugs and the Electoral Commission, and those results are announced. And all party agents from NGOs and the PF are always chased, and the camps are dispersed and attacked a night before. Do we have a leader who is ready to look at all the 12,700 polling stations, including the new ones that will be created? Do we have a leader who can mobilize all these volunteers, who can rally both his colleagues and the country to challenge President Hakainde Hichilema, who is using the law, who's using state infrastructure, and he has used the weapon of the party to ensure that he gets re-elected. You've seen how they are boasting that they are here to stay up to 2019. In fact, they say, you people have been running the country for the last 60 years. It is our time. That is where the 2090 comes from. So when they say you people, they're telling you, the rest of Zambia, that you've been ruling them. Now it is their time also to do another 60 years. That thinking is extremely dangerous, extremely dangerous. We are one Zambia, one nation. The best candidate should win. It's not a tribe that should rule. There should be no enclaves, no cliques, no nothing. It's just the best person should rule, and that we focus on national development and on delivering our country from the clutches of dictatorship, from the clutches of tyranny, and we put it on a sustainable path. You cannot have development with this load shedding, with these heightened political tensions, where you fear that you're at a precipice and the country can break at it any time. That entire development can be lost. We've seen that in other countries. And we have a Zambia to secure. We have a Zambia to keep. Yes, pray. Pray for us who are speaking for you. Pray for our families. Strengthen the leaders, all the leaders. And also pray for that President Hakainde Hichilema, who is a constitutional delinquent, who is a candidate for impeachment and future arrest. Pray for him that the Lord should give him wisdom, that for the first time he should look at our country as a country that requires peace, that our country is far bigger than he is. It's a journey we should walk together. So God bless you, and until on Monday, we'll speak to you later.
Bati uzati kwenyu Sembe tenze tina zibati. This is what you meant. Kaleza sembe siti na vote. Talema na boaba, talema na boza. Basi eni baende tuone kovina. Wenye wapaka sweet toka isha. Tifuna mariza utinoti mastori. Apa mvula ya kwa manje mulimi sana fole. Fertilizer yodulatiza gula bonji. Apati enda kuma elections. Muzani pasa exuze bwanji. Ndabachi onekani napanga mistake. Talema na boaba, talema na boza. Basi eni maende tiwone kovina. Wenye wapaka sweet toka isha. Tifuna mariza usunoti mastori.
Inokuya pa market mwe bantu ndefu ako fertilizer 750 yo kali ba fertilizer 750 njibe a vice president yebarandire benga bepati yo kanshinyabo kashite ku parliament
malaiti na
In every season of our nation's journey, leadership must be defined not by slogans, but by legacy, not by volume, but by values. Welcome to this short presentation as we endeavor to contribute a bit we can to shape the future of our party, Patriotic Front, and that of our nation, Zambia. My name is Rafael Mangana Kachinda. I'm currently privileged to be Secretary General of Patriotic Front and Tonse Alliance. Today, I present to you 3 portraits. These are not just images of the past. These are reflections of the future Zambia deserves. The first portrait, Michael Chilufya-Sata, the founder, the voice of the poor, the thunder for the poor. The first portrait is of the man who started it all, President Michael Chilufya-Sata. a leader of the people, a builder of a movement. He believed in a Zambia where every citizen mattered, regardless of tribe, class, or language. He built this party on inclusiveness and the power of the grassroots. That foundation was not political theater. Michael Sata is still alive through the grassroots. His spirit lives on in every ward, in every market, in every township, in every bus stop. To our grassroots members across the country, this is your party. This is a party for everyone, from the marketeers to the taxi drivers, bus drivers, small-scale farmers, jerabos as they call them, barbermen, hairdressers, welders, construction workers. It is the party for mothers and grandmothers and everyone, everywhere. This is your party, and no one will take it away from you. PF is not just a party, it is a movement that cannot be stopped. That was Michael Chirufya Sata's vision. Portrait number 2, Edgar Chagwa, the humble defender. This is a portrait of President Dr. Edgar Chagwa, Zambia's 6th Republican president and the 2nd president of Patriotic Front. Dr. Edgar Chagwa, unlike many other politicians, did not rise by ambition. Rather clearly, he rose by divine appointment and the trust of the people. He led Zambia through the very difficult times during droughts and during COVID-19. And he led not with panic, but with prayer. During the COVID pandemic, when the other countries all over the world locked down, he protected the livelihood of those who live hand to mouth. When Zambia was faced with severe drought, he called on the nation to seek God. He declared October 18 a national day of prayer, fasting, and reconciliation. Many times we all witnessed God answering the prayers of the Zambian people. President Lungu was a constitutionalist. He respected the separation of powers, allowing the judiciary to function independently. There were even rulings and judgments against his government. He fulfilled the promise to the people by ensuring that the people's draft constitution was adopted, the 2016 constitution, which introduced stellar provisions such as the one to do with the running mate, 50+1 threshold. Many of you remember him for his stance on LGBT rights, when he refused to legalize ungodly values under foreign pressure. His famous statement was, "We would rather remain poor with our values than to become rich by selling our souls." But he was mocked, misunderstood, maligned by his critics, even in his death. He never stopped loving his country, and that is leadership. That is legacy. Portrait number 3, trust, the leadership charter. The third portrait is not of a man or a woman. It is not about wealth or influence or charisma. The third portrait is trust, Trust, a leadership charter that will guide us today and in the future when choosing leaders. Trust is about the values the people want in their leaders. You see, Zambians have been lied to for a long time. Zambians feel betrayed, sold out, and this must come to an end. From now onwards, we must not be seduced by shiny slogans or sweet-talking salesmen that disguise themselves as politicians or leaders. The next PF leader must pass the test of trust. What do each of the letters in the word trust stand for? T, stands for transparency. The question all of us must ask those who are offering themselves for leadership is, who are you? What do you own? What do you believe? The people have the right to know, not just your name, but your truth. No more shadows, no more secret hands, no foreign strings. The time for puppet government is over. We will not entrust our future to a face we cannot see or a voice we cannot trace. If you cannot stand before the people with open hands and a clean heart, you must step aside. R stands for responsibility. Are you willing to take responsibility? No more this blame game of previous government. No more distractions. No more hiding behind yesterday. The next leader must step up, not with fingers pointed at others, but with sleeves rolled. Zambia needs politicians and leaders that understand that it's their responsibility to bring positive change. Zambia needs a builder. This is a time for courage, a time for answers, a time for action. U stands for unity. Very critical and crucial for Zambia at this particular juncture. True leaders are unifiers. Whether they hold the title or the title is held by someone else. The nation of Zambia needs a unifier. The question is, if you are not chosen as you offer yourself for leadership, will you still purposefully contribute to the unity of the party and of the nation? If you are chosen, will you embrace those who challenged you? The next leader must not gather voters only. They must gather people. They must bind the wounds, silence factions, and rally the nation not to themselves, but to a shared vision and future. Without unity, there will be no victory. S stands for service. We have seen regimes who serve the interests of foreign businesses and foreign entities. Zambia's small businesses are subjected to taxes, while its multinationals are given extended tax holidays. We have seen how barber shops and saloons and butcheries and restaurants, people welding on our streets, have closed their businesses due to lack of electricity here in Zambia. While our electricity is exported to neighboring countries and beyond, that cannot continue. Zambians deserve better. They deserve a leader who is committed to serve Zambia first. Those who wish to lead the Patriotic Front, those who wish to lead the Tonse Alliance, must commit to put Zambia first, to save our people first before we can consider the plight of multinationals. Zambia must come first. T is for transformation, real jobs, functional clinics, new schools, not empty promises. If you wish to lead the Patriotic Front, you must commit to transforming the lives of the people of Zambia, especially the poor. Transform the nation, its infrastructure. We should bring the nation to a place where our developmental agenda is human-centered, centered on the poor. This is the transformation that the nation yearns for. To every loyal member of Patriotic Front, the dream of Michael Chilufya Sata is still alive. It lives in our hearts, in our conviction, in our courage. In your community, it lives on in all of us, from the grassroots to the secretariat. To every Zambian who remembers the dignity and compassion and resolve of Edgar Chagwalungu, hold fast to the legacy. Humble, principled, God-fearing, and from it, we should draw strength. This is no longer a party of chaos. This is a movement for women and youth, of humility and transformation. There is no room for fake promises and lies in the PF. That we say no. including Tonsa Alliance. We follow President Lungu's example, love for all, humility in all seasons, and a willingness to grow in service of the people. And to those who seek to lead us, brace yourself. We face a regime that will stop at nothing. They have abused the law. They have weaponized the police. They have done everything illegal and criminal to silence dissent in this country. They will come for you. But hear me, and hear me well. The next PF president will not rise on money. They will not rise on propaganda. They will not rise on empty popularity. They will rise on one thing and one thing only: trust. This is the new era. This is a new season. Let us rise again. Let us rebuild the party, the alliance, and the nation. Let us restore the dream: one Zambia, one nation. I pray that God will grant us grace, wisdom, for us to navigate through this trying moment.